Hello there you, and welcome to this, the Chaos SuperCut collection, where I've taken some of my favourite battles from the last few years and put them together in one mega video. Feel free to watch the whole thing if you're an absolute maniac or if you're just a Warhammer addict. With that being said, thanks for all the support on my videos, and let's get to the chaos. The planet of Armageddon, a hive world of industrialized warfare. The Orcs, led by warlord Ghazghkull Thraka, have brought a giant war to bear upon the Imperial planet and the denizens that inhabit the sprawling hives. This, the third war for Armageddon, is set to be the largest yet. The conflict will draw in over 25 Space Marine chapters, dozens of Astra Militarum regiments, several Titan legions, and cause the immense destruction that litters the planet. Throughout this campaign, hundreds of battles were fought. Today, we focus on one small skirmish that took place. In the arid wasteland of Sector 2B4 lies the Oasis, the last remaining pool of pristine water on the beleaguered planet of Armageddon. Here, a formidable Imperial Guard force stands vigilant to protect the vital resource, comprising of 300,000 brave Cadians, supported by a fleet of 1,000 Leman Russ tanks, backed up by the Blood Ravens chapter of 1,000 warriors, and bolstered by 600,000 Imperial conscripts. They form an unyielding bulwark against the encroaching darkness. However, their defences are surrounded on two sides as the forces of chaos descend upon them with malevolence. A corrupt fleet of 3,000 Leman Russ battle tanks and 1 million relentless gunners and 1.6 million fanatical melee cultists, with 5,000 Black Legion Space Marines and 500,000 seductive demonettes, unleash their unholy fury upon the defenders. To compound their plight, a teeming horde of Orcs has also amassed, comprising of 1 million slugger boys and 1 million shooters. Thus, a three-way clash ensues. The fate of the Oasis and perhaps all of Armageddon hangs in the balance. As always, if you do enjoy this content, do subscribe and like the video, as that's the best way to support the channel. With all that being said, let's kick off today's slaughter. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Chaos forces on the right, Imperial Guard in the middle, Orcs on the left. Will the defense of the Oasis go according to plan? Oh my, it's going to be definitely a tough old battle for our Imperial Guard here. Already spreading out, you can see, heading straight for the Chaos front line. The Chaos front line, of course, charging headlong towards them. They've got lots and lots of melee combatants here and lots of gunners. They're going to be relying heavily on the Black Legion for their fire support. Meanwhile, our front line here is already getting ripped asunder. Rifle fire is echoing backwards and forth between both lines. Conscripts and Cadians are being cut down in equal measure here, though not as much as on the front line here for the Chaos. You can see the good old demonettes here running right forward, slicing up any unfortunate Imperial Guard close, who gets close enough. He'll basically be turned inside out by their giant pincers. Let's go scout along our brutal front line here. So on Team 1, we've got the Chaos. On Team 2, on Team 1, we've got the Orcs. On Team 2, we've got the Chaos. And on Team 3, we have the Imperial Guard. And oh my god, look at this front line already. Absolute devastation. Let's go have a look, see how the Orcs are getting on this side. Yeah, so the Imperial Guard really are in a terrible situation here. They're set on one side by an Orc war and a Chaos incursion on the other side. Also, a massive shout out to our newest staff member, Shifty. He's actually managed to get some mods working in the game for us. That means that, look at this, we've got Orc shooters, ladies and gentlemen. We've finally got as well Leman Russ battle tanks, an actual skin for the Leman Russ battle tank. It's a glorious day. My oh my, look at all this firepower. Just thousands of bullets flying through the air at any one point here. There's so many losses being taken on both sides here. Oh my days. Yeah, definitely though, the Imperial Guard are pulling ahead in terms of kills at the moment here. Though it cannot be understated here that the Orcs are slowly getting up to them. Clearly, them shooters here are doing a hell of a lot of damage. Look at all these. And of course, when the Orcs get up close, they are absolute brutes, just ripping apart. Oh, look at this. A massive surge of them here. They will absolutely devastate any Imperial Guardsmen far enough to get close to them. They will literally just cleave them in half.
And look at this. Chaos now meets Orc and Imperial Guard in the center. A brutal three-way fight is ensuing here, ladies and gentlemen. Quite literally, about 5,000 dying every second, all told, throughout the entire battle here now. Look at this front line. Just a wash of death. It's almost impossible to tell what's actually going on here. Look at that. Oh, that is an absolute Warhammer battle here now. The Chaos pushing forward, actually managing to get quite a few kills here on the Imperial Guard. The Imperial Guard rallying though, trying to destroy as many as they can as they crest over the top of the hill. You can see that they are trying to keep range from them demonettes, however. Look at this on the hill in the background. The damned Space Marines here. The Black Legion laying down their bolt of fire, aiding their allies here. That's going to be a lot of firepower. Look, they've also got a lot of corrupted Lehman Russ tanks here. Looks like quite a few of these have actually been destroyed, though. With them being quite weak, it looks like the bolter rounds have managed to destroy them quite easily. But the rest of the army here is still surging forward, taking insane losses, it must be said. Let's go have a look now. 70,000 kills so far to the Imperial Guard. Let's go have a look how the Orcs getting on. You can see that all the gunners now are lining up and absolutely blasting the front line as well. This is a grim day for the Imperial Guard, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all these poor old conscript bodies over the floor here. Just hundreds of them. And the Orcs, though, they're still not getting close here. They are being gunned down really, really rapidly. Though the Imperial Guard force was massively overwhelmed in this battle here. They were really outnumbered. But just from the Orcs alone, let alone from the Chaos incursion on the other side as well. Here we go, though. The Blood Ravens, ladies and gentlemen, taking up the mantle of defense, pushing forward here. Bolters ready. They'll take on the Orcs, no problem. Look at this. A pile of dead. It's starting to amount around the Adapters Astartes here. They do not care. They've got their bolters, and as long as they've got ammunition and lifeblood in their veins, they will keep killing Orcs and Chaos. Oh my, look at this insane battle that is ensuing over here. So this is nothing but Chaos here versus the Orcs. Look at all these demonettes here ripping us under, poor slugger boys. The pincers, the demonic pincers of these ladies here are absolutely insane. I mean, can we call them ladies? I'm not sure if they're classified as ladies anymore. They are demons after all. Look at this. Oh my, there's so many Orc shooters all just lined up here, blasting out so much firepower. So it looks like then only really that the demonettes are getting close. Most of the others, look, are getting gunned down right here. This is absolutely fantastic. Look at all the blood. Oh my gosh, yeah, the Imperial Defenders here doing the best to hold out as best as they can, but my god, the war is going on around them and through them, quite literally. There's so many bodies all over the floor now. Look at that! No matter where you look, there is just absolute death and carnage here. The Orc slugger boys still pushing forward regardless of the extreme heavy firepower that has been pumped into them here. The Cadians not relenting. They are not giving up one bit of ground. They are going to hold this. We need to hold this, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh. We've actually tainted the... Okay, well, this was the last bit of clean water left on the planet, and it's now tainted, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Chaos forces are pushing up. They've actually managed to do this. Oh my god, how quickly did the Imperial Guard fall on this side? It feels like there was loads of them, and then suddenly they've just evaporated. All the tanks for the Imperial Guard have been destroyed at this point, unfortunately, by the looks of it, at least on this side. And the demonettes keep surging forward here. The last remaining conscripts and Cadians here, back-to-back fighting with the Blood Ravens, desperately trying to hold on to this little town. I'm going to call this the pumping station. That's basically what it is. And on the other side, ladies and gentlemen, Orcs push forward, relentless at their pursuit for victory. The war must be achieved. And this is pretty much just Chaos versus Orcs now on this side over here. The Imperial Guard forces only having 25,000 remaining troops. Oh my god. Look at how long this combat line is. Oh my days. Let's go down the combat line. Let's see what we can see. Just massive amounts of death every second. Oh my, it really is hard for my eyes to actually discern where the front line really is. There's so many bullets and explosions and just death all over the floor. Like, I think this is some semblance of a front line here, but it moves so quickly. Look at that. watching over all the orcs here. These demonettes are very, very strong. Look how far this battle goes off into the distance, though. I mean, let's just get a sense of scale here. Let's zoom out a little bit. Just look at that. Oh my god. That is insane. There's so much going on here. So it looks like now, unfortunately, every single last remaining member, apart from one, of the Imperial Guard is now... Oh, there he goes. The Imperial Guard, ladies and gentlemen, have lost this round. They've been wiped off the face of the planet. Now, well, not off the face of the planet, but off the face of this Oasis, at least. Now it is just down between the War and the Chaos Incursion. And oh my, is this a brutal fight here. Look at all these Chaos Gunners ready here. Basically lining up, letting salvo after salvo into the orcs as their melee troops try to make their way between them, try to get some semblance of a front line. They are establishing a front line here. These demonettes have really been pushing forward, but you can see behind them, they get no support. The good old orc shooters here absolutely just gunning down the chaos without any fanfare whatsoever. In fact, most of the chaos gunners now are literally just over this area here. The orcs have successfully managed to gun down most of them now. So we have just got a large contingent of demonettes over here. And as that starts to falter, look at this, the orcs pushing over the hill here, slicing up the poor Chaos Horde. Oh my, they are sensing a hungry breakfast here. Let's go back over to the center because it looks like absolute death over here too. My god, this orc war is absolutely massive. I can't call it either way here. Both have basically got 1 million men remaining at the moment. So yeah, I really couldn't call who was going to win this. There's a large amount of demonettes here trying to push forward, and they've actually got the Black Legion here backing them up with lots and lots of bolter fire. So I think actually maybe that might be the turning point. The fact that these guys have got the Black Legion to help them. Unfortunately, we haven't got any working skins or mods for knobs yet, because otherwise these orcs would have a hell of a lot of knobs, and that'd be a fantastic equalizer in this battle. They certainly need it against these demonettes here, who are just taking absolute punishment at the moment. But look at all the bullets. Can you even estimate how many bullets have been fired? Like, if there's 1 million, what, there's like 4 million people with guns? Yeah, if all of them were to just fire at least one bullet, you know what I mean? That's 4 million bullets instantly. So the fact that we've got this insane prolonged war going on, the amount of ammunition that must be expended must be absolutely ridiculous. But it's hard to tell, like I said, who's actually got the upper hand here at the moment. In places, the orcs are surging forward where there is no demonettes. However, there is occasionally little pockets of them like this who are keeping the orcs at bay just long enough for the gunners to amass some semblance of force here. But at the end of the day, it's these shooter boys here that they're going to have to worry about. The shooters, look at that. The amount of firepower that these bad boys lay down is ridiculous. They've got the Daka. Oh my god, so many bodies are piling up in the center here now. This is getting ridiculous. Let me know below, who do you think's actually going to win? Call it here. I think possibly the Chaos at the moment. As good as the orcs are doing, these demonettes are proving to be a real pain in the bottom for them. They do keep trying to push them up, and they have got a lot of gunners focusing on them, but it is just not enough yet. And meanwhile, while they're focusing on the gunners, the entirety of the Black Legion is behind them. Just bolters raised, blasting orc scum. Oh my, there's just so much of a horde here left for Chaos. But if you look at the kill counters, they're fairly even in terms of, you know, what's left. The orcs here surging forward. Are they actually pushing this flank over here? Maybe, possibly, that the orcs can get the upper hand on this flank over here. That would be really good for the orcs. Not that they've actually strategized for that. Look at this. There's even an entire separate battle going on over here. Oh yeah, okay, it's a bunch of demonettes that have come round the flank here. Look at all the bullets. These are just from the orcs here. Look at all the bullets. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. The Daka is high. They're trying to push forward here. Look at this. The surge of demonettes right into the shooter line. The shooters are going to be in a world of hurt here. Oh, my God. Demonettes just cleaving them in half. Absolutely decimating them. Oh, my days. This is getting really intense now. The orcs are still pushing forward. I don't know. I thought the Chaos were going to win this, but the Chaos now seem to be taking extraordinary losses from them shooters. But they have still got a lot of Black Legion left. Look at how many are here. They started off with 3,000, and I dread to think of the 3,000, how many are actually left alive. In fact, I think it's pretty much only the Black Legion that are left alive over this side now. Oh my god, yeah, where is the Horde gone? Look, we have got gunners and stuff like that, but it's hardly any at the moment. What's going here? What's going on? Look, okay, this entire flank was won. Oh, this was actually won by the Chaos over here. Okay. My god, I was not expecting the Chaos to win that flank, but the Orcs, realizing that, have now pushed up and are ready to take on the last few scraps of men. Oh my god. They are getting gunned down. Look at all that firepower going into the side of them. There's only about 200,000 Chaos remaining and about 300,000 Orcs. Like, that's insane to think of how many have actually died here today, ladies and gentlemen. Like, that's an insane amount of people for such a short period of combat. Look at these Demonettes. Yeah, these Demonettes have been the turning point here for Chaos. Demonettes, backed up by the Black Legion here, was the actual tipping point. I'm going to say that. I don't think the Chaos Gunners or the Chaos Melee troops really did much other than just litter the battlefield with their corpses. Which, you know what, I'm happy with that too. That is a result of sorts. Look at this. More and more sluggers now surging forward, taking on the Demonettes. The Demonettes do not care though, ladies and gentlemen. So many are dying in this fight. It's absolutely ridiculous. Somehow, someone explain this to me. The Imperial Guard are still getting kills. Look at the Imperial Guard kill counter. They've had no troops left for a good 5 minutes at least, and their kill counter is still going up. That is, I don't know, I can't explain that one at all. That is so weird. Perhaps they killed so many that the kill counter just could not keep up with them. Oh god, is Operation Mop-Up coming in here? Who's going to win this? This is getting really tense now. He's only 100,000 Orcs now. The numbers have flipped so rapidly yet again. It looked like the Orcs had the upper hand. They had the numbers advantage, and now, suddenly, it's completely flipped around. Oh my god. What an absolutely insane fight this has been today, ladies and gentlemen. The fight for the Oasis has been a deadly one. The Imperial Guard, unfortunately, have lost the last remaining bit of clean drinking water that remained on the surface of Armageddon. The Orcs here, I think their war may falter. Momentarily, of course, there's plenty more Orcs where they came from, but at least in this little sector at the moment, it does look like Operation Mop-Up must be declared. Only 44,000 Orcs remaining now. There's still 140,000 Chaos. Bearing in mind that each team, basically, of these two teams started with 1 million, and it was only really the Imperial Guard who were under force this round. Yeah. I can't wait to get some Orc knobs and stuff like that. Really help to balance out the fights and make it that little bit even. But yeah, I think there's even a Gazkul Thraka model somewhere. It'd be really cool to get Gazkul on the field and just watch him absolutely annihilate things. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, the last 20,000 Orcs now are being rounded up. You can see they're backpedaling a little bit, wondering where all the rest of the boys have gone. Lads! Oh, lads! Where have you gone? No, no good, unfortunately. Ladies and gentlemen, it is pretty much all over here. And now, with the Imperial Guard realizing that their foothold here has been lost, it is time to call in that Exterminatus.
Hello there you, and welcome to the 10k subscriber special, where today 4 armies from the Warhammer universe are going to be facing off in a fight for domination. On Team 1, we've got the Tyranids, who are fielding 1 million Hormiguns and 8,000 Brood Warriors. On Team 2, we've got the Orcs, with 20,000 Nobs, 50,000 Shooters, and 600,000 Orc Slugger Boys. On Team 3, we've got the Chaos, with 400,000 Renegade Militia, 400 Black Legion Space Marines, and 50,000 Bloodletters. And finally, on Team 4, we've got the good old Imperial Guard, with 10,000 Cadian Gunners, 100 Leman Russies, 1,000 Black Templars, 200 Ultramarines, 20,000 Death Corps, and 20,000 Imperial Conscripts. Who's gonna win in this 4-way battle? Well, as always, there's only one way to find out. And if you do enjoy this content, why not hit the subscribe button, as that's the best way to support the channel.
Here we are then, kicking off today's slaughter. The Imperial Guard in the middle of a lot of enemies here. As you can see, we've got the Orcs over here. We've got the Chaos right over here. And over this side, we've got the Tyranids. The Tyranids at the moment charging straight for the Imperial lines. Hundreds of losses have already been accounted for on the battlefield as this massive rush of enemies comes charging towards them. The Imperial lines here opening up, trying to hold back this insane wave of death that's about to charge on them. Scooting over onto this side over here, we can see that the Imperial Guard are going against the Chaos Renegade Gunners here. The Renegade Gunners taking insane losses here, trying to push towards the Imperial lines, but them Imperial guns are proving to be quite tough at the moment. They're taking insane losses in the meantime. Let's scoot on over here. So much is going on all at once. We've got Orcs now against the Chaos. The poor old Chaos here taking insane losses as the Orcs just chew their way through the militia. However, there are demons afoot, ladies and gentlemen. These are not to be trifled with. They might hold the Orcs all by themselves here. Let's have a look if we get a few demons here to the front line. Oh yeah, you can already see that they're taking their sweet time here to kill the demons. A small pocket has already started opening up. More and more demons will join the fray as the battle goes on. You can see, look at this, no matter where we're looking at the moment, insane losses are being had by the Orcs as they're trying to take on the Chaos here in the back line. Here they are, the Black Legion, bolters at the ready, just firing out death onto that Orc line. Let's go over to the other side here, where it's again another absolute slaughter as the Renegade militia here take on Hormagords. Hormagords just jumping over the dead comrades. Oh god, the camera's going crazy here, but look at this front line. You can see Chaos Demons here trying to make their way to the front line, but they too are just getting absolutely sliced by Tyranids. The guns are being quite effective at the moment in holding back the Tyranid horde here, but it must be said, this line here is an absolute slaughter. Very evenly matched, actually. It doesn't look like the Tyranids are pushing forward, and it doesn't look like the Chaos are pushing forward. Let's go back over here, though. Let's see how the good old Imperials are getting on. We've got a bit of a three-way match starting in the middle. Oh, look at this. That is a lot of demons here in this one area. You can see that the demons are just holding back the Tyranids, absolutely no problem. Meanwhile, the rest of the line is getting swarmed. The Imperials over here. Look at this. Holding back massive amounts of Tyranids with the good old Space Marines on the front line, chainsaws at the ready. Sorry the camera's scooting about so much. There's so much going on in this combat here. Look at this as well. Tyranids trying to break through, trying to outflank the Imperials here, but they're being met by some Orcs. Oh my god. Everyone is against everyone in this absolute slaughter here. So just a quick reminder, on Team 1 we do have the Tyranids. On Team 2 we've got the Orcs. On Team 3 we have got the Chaos, and on Team 4 we've got the Imperials. As you can see, the Imperials, they've got a lot of kills, but they are waning at the moment in terms of numbers. I'm actually trying to look. I don't think there's any left on this side. I think the Orcs wiped them out. And now though, look at this. We've got a good old stand by the boys in blue. The Ultramarines here, decimated row after row of Orc here with concentrated multiply. Oh my god, that's a lot of death that's going on this front line here. It's really hard to call at the moment. I could not tell who is going to win this. The Orcs seem to be quite a dominant force, it must be said. The Tyranids aren't going down without a fight. I do think, though, that the Imperials might be in a bit of trouble here. They're currently surrounded on three sides now. Everyone pushing in. You can see we've got these contingents here of Tyranids pushing in against the line. However, the Space Marines are still holding on this side over here. They have not faltered yet, but the rest of the line behind them is getting a bit dicey. Orcs versus Tyranids versus Imperial Guard is happening right here. Chaos joining the fray as well over on this side. Oh my god. It is all to play for, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go over here and see how we're doing. So it does look like that the Orcs managed to break through the demons on this side now and are ploughing right into the Renegade Gunners here. Look, and on this side, they've almost got a full rally here. The poor old Krieg getting stuck between the Tyranids and the Orcs and the Chaos. That is a horrific way to go. Look at this. Oh no. The only avenue of escape now slowly getting cut off. Death on both sides of them here. There, look at them. They're getting annihilated. Oh my god, that is absolutely insane. They just got absolutely obliterated. It does look like now that most of the Imperial force is pretty much this group here now. These Cadians and Death Corps here standing side by side as the Orcs and the Tyranids swarm over him. You can see the boys in blue are holding this hilltop here. Oh God, there's so much death going on. It's absolutely insane. The Orcs here carving a path through the Tyranids at the same time. Let's go have a look how we're doing over here, how the Orcs getting on. So it does look like the Orcs then have actually managed to push through most of the Chaos forces on this side. Yeah, look at this. They've actually managed to rout most of the Chaos forces. However, there is an absolute deluge of death that's happening here. Look at this. Demons are pouring forth now onto the front line, which is holding back the Orcs to no end. In fact, look at this. They've got a massive flank of demons going on over here. The Chaos may be taking a pounding, but they are definitely not out of this fight here. There's still a lot of Renegade Gunners. Oh my God, there is a lot of Renegade Gunners now pouring in from this end. It actually looks like the Tyranids got defeated over here. Look at this. There's only 50 Imperial troops left as well, bear in mind. But yeah, look at this. The Chaos actually managed to defeat the entire Tyranid horde over this side and are now flanking it into this side over here. Oh my God, that is a hell of a lot of troops that they're about to push right into this Orc flank over here. The Orcs over here really need to get their act together. Look. Oh my God, this demon flank over here has been so powerful. It is just chomping its way through any Orc reinforcements that are trying to get to this area here. The Chaos still have a hell of a lot of troops left. However, the Tyranids are still in the game here. There is still a lot to play for. Poor old Imperials only have 30 troops left, and I'm going to guess they're pretty much all Space Marines at this point. Look at this floor. An absolute mosaic of death. It is insanity here on the front lines. Look at all these Orcs trying to surge forward, but them demons are just holding them back. Oh my God. The Chaos reinforcements here, the Gunners, these Renegade Gunners, they're not that powerful, they're not that strong, but in mass they are really putting in that work. The Orcs here trying to break through that demon line, but that demon line is damn strong. Bloodletters are definitely not to be trifled with. How are we getting on over here? So it does look like the Orcs are fully engaged still with a Tyranid army over on this side. I think the Imperials at this point have been completely wiped out. There's 3 of them left. I've got no idea where they are. They're just lost in the sea of death at the moment. But it does look like, though, that the Orcs have almost completely secured this side at this point. Yeah, look at this. They're wrapping round the Tyranid horde. So I do think that it's very possible that the Orcs might win here against the Tyranid horde. However, they're going to have to very quickly pivot because look at this. Chaos is just laying waste into the side of them at the moment. They have got a few knobs over here trying to take on these demons with a few Slugger Boys in support. But look, Chaos is outgunning the Daka. I never thought I'd see this. The Gunners over here tried their best to lay some covering fire, but the Daka's just not strong enough. The Chaos are still swarming forward. Demons abound, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the floor. No matter where you look, the desert has been painted crimson at this point. What's going on over here then? Have we got more Orcs over here still? We definitely have got more Orcs over here. The war is not over for these boys, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to surge forward and try and hold back these demons. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, the Tyranids now coming down to their last 30,000. And we've got a lovely little blood lake here. Let's go have a little paddle in it. Not quite deep enough for little Timmy just yet, but I'm sure by the end of it we'll have something lovely and gooey to go for a swim in. Oh my God, these demons have really put in a lot of work this round. If it wasn't for the demons, the Chaos would have been absolutely walked over by the Orcs. But the Chaos do have demons, and that's very unfortunate for the Orcs. They are doing a bang-up job, though, of holding back this force on this side. Hopefully, they can do that long enough for their other force on this side to start actually prioritizing them. Because the last of the Tyranids now are being mopped up. This is all that remains here. You can see that there's a load of shooters over there just absolutely laid smack down into them. Thankfully, there's no friendly fire in this game. Otherwise, this would have been an absolute slaughter and over in 30 seconds. But yeah, speaking of over, hopes of winning for the Tyranids there are just being mopped up by the Orcs. Now, another surge is going to happen as the Orcs now start ploughing forward towards the Chaos. Here we go. Look at this. A monumental surge now as it comes down to Orcs versus Chaos. Who is going to win? Place your bets now. I really couldn't call this one. The Orcs have still got a lot of forces left here, but them Chaos Demons are very strong, so it all depends if the Orcs can take out enough of the Chaos Demons here. You can see, look, already the Demons are pouring forth. Oh no. Come on, Orcs. I'm actually kind of rooting for the Orcs here. Just because I know how stupidly powerful these bloodletters are here. So I really kind of hope that the Orcs win this. I mean, it is all to play for when it comes to amount of troops left. But, oh my god, I just can't get over the amount of bodies all over the floor as well. No matter where I'm looking at the moment, there is corpses absolutely everywhere. But you can see that the Chaos are pushing up here with Renegade Gunners. I don't actually think there's many of the Black Legion left. Let's go have a look how many we can see over here. Okay, actually, to be fair, there's quite a few of the Black Legion left. Okay, the Orcs have really got a lot on their hands here, but they have still got a lot of Dakar on their side, which is going to be really good at trying to take out the Demons. And as you can see, the Dakar is actually overwhelming the Demons at the moment. Orcs are starting to break through parts of the line here as Demons are getting swarmed. They really need to start taking out a lot of these Renegade Gunners because, like I said, even though they're weak and have terrible accuracy in the numbers that they're currently in, they are really laying the hurt down here. But the Orcs are now chewing their way through them quite happily here. The wire is being followed through on. Look at this. There's still a hell of a lot of Orc reinforcements to come, and they are taking quite a lot of losses, actually. Let's go have a look, see if we can see any more large groups of Demons, because that is really what we're looking out for. There is quite a large one over here, actually. Yeah, look at this. More and more larger for ones are starting to form on this side of the battlefield. So maybe if the Orcs can push enough forces around this side, they can actually outflank them. But look at this. The actual fire effect here is really starting to take its hold. These few Demons are allowing these Chaos Gunners to get the kills they need to almost halt the Orcs in their complete and utter rampage here. And it has been halted. These Demons are way too powerful. The Orcs really need to surge forward and lay down that Dakar into these Chaos lines. You can see it is faltering in places, but more and more Demons just keep pouring forward. Oh my god, that is so much. There's so much stuff happening right now. There's only 9,000 difference between the two armies here in terms of units remaining. However, more and more Demons now are pouring forward as the blood starts to pool up on the battlefield. But the Orcs, relentless in their assault, keep smashing through and breaking the lines bit by bit. They are doing it. Look at this. That's a lot of Demons in this one area. Look at the mosaic of death behind them as they just cleave through Orcs. Knob and Slugger alike. They don't care here, ladies and gentlemen. Blood for the blood god. But look, where they aren't, the Orcs now can surge forward with reckless abandon, and that's exactly what they're doing. The more and more of these guys that they can kill, the better. The less firepower that is being evaporated into their backlines is exactly what the Orcs need to achieve here. And look at this. I can hardly see any Demons here now. There is quite a few still locked up, but yeah. Oh no. The entire flank of the Orcs has faltered over here. Look at this. Okay, what the heck is going on? The Orcs are desperately trying something here. I don't know what they're doing. But that entire flank over that side now has completely run out of troops. The Orcs are pushing forward on this flank. Oh, it's this massive group of Demons over here that they've been struggling with. It has just been eating through the Orc reinforcements. However, in the rest of the line, in the center, the Orcs are having a bit more of a success here. The Renegades are taking stupendous losses against the Orcs, but every single Demon that comes forward, it's just hampering their progress, just enough for them to take insane losses. Yeah, look at that. The firepower that's been laid down into the flanks of the Orcs here is quite strong. Oh my god, they are taking so many losses. Yeah, he's massively intensifying now. Yeah, the Orcs might lose this one, I'm afraid. Oh my god, Chaos have done an excellent job here. Them Demons really have saved the day. But we are mopping up the group of Demons over here. Look at this. This large group has now faltered, which has opened up the way The Orcs are still marching forward. There is a very slim chance that the Orcs could do this. It's going to take a lot for them. They're going to have to pretty much have made sure that every single one of the demons is dead. However, that is not the case at the moment in the center. Look at this. Operation Mop Up now is ensuing here. The Orcs have just evaporated there against the Chaos front line. This is all that remains on this flank now. Oh my days, that is absolutely fantastic. Somehow here though, the Tyranids are still getting kills, even though they've got no troops left remaining. I don't know how that one's worked out, but yeah, okay. So the Tyranids so far then, they got 141,000 kills. The Orcs got close to 600,000 kills. However, Chaos here, ladies and gentlemen, 930,000 kills. The Imperial Guard, 261,000 kills. I think ultimately this did become a battle between the Orcs and the Chaos here, but the Chaos clearly have the kill counter on their side. Them demons have provided so much power to the Chaos here. However, look, they did secure this flank in the end. Again, more and more demons though. The amount of blood on the battlefield just keeps allowing demons to pour forth here. This has been an absolute travesty, ladies and gentlemen. Well, with that, I think we're just going to time-lapse this last little group here. There's only 6,000 of them. We'll be back in a second. Well, here it is, the last 300 of them. Still charging forward with reckless abandon. Bloodlust in their hearts, ladies and gentlemen. They tried their damnedest, but unfortunately, it just was not good enough. Oh my god. Thank you very much for 10,000 subscribers, you absolute legends. And as always... Alright then, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, kicking off today's battle on Vigil Prime here. A previously lost battle to the annals of history due to the insane amount of losses that the Imperial Guard took on this planet. Basically, there was some corruption in the higher echelons of the Imperial Guard, which led to the death of roughly about 15 million Death Corps of Krieg over a 10-year period, as they were sent into absolute suicide missions against waves and waves of chaos that were led by the Chaos Lord Zandrek the Reborn here, as he led his siege of Vigil Prime underway. Now the reason, like I said, is that it was lost to the annals of time is because the Imperial Guard were quite simply embarrassed that their high command had been infiltrated by chaos so easily. So they thought, well, if no one ever knows about the battle, no one can ever complain about it. However, recently unarchived footage of the battle shows us exactly what went down here. As we can see the Chaos Renegade Gunners storming in towards that Death Corps of Krieg regiment here, the 143rd Siege Regiment, trying to defend the first front lines here of Tanner's Reach. Now, unfortunately, these very front lines here don't hardly have any support. It is just literally a bunch of Kriegsmen thrown onto the front line to try and hold it in place. Again, the crookedness of Imperial Command not really giving the troops on the front line the support that they truly need. Though, of course, being the Kriegers here, they're not going to turn down any challenge. They're happy to be fighting chaos. As you can see, Plague-ridden start coming in. The Chaos here trying to breach the front line trenches. just throwing wave after wave of troop at the Kriegsman's line. Now, the second line of defense does actually have more support with it. So should this first line falter, the Chaos will have a heck of a challenge trying to take out the artillery position located to the rear of this area. Now, in the comments below, there will be a little bit of an overview of this entire battle. This is a completely made-up battle by me, by the way. So it's just a little bit of fun, really. But we can see our Kriegers here absolutely halting the advance of the Chaos Warriors. The Renegade Gunners throwing themselves right into that front line. The Kriegsmen, shovels at the ready though, just batting about Chaos Skulls. It's like a tennis match for them. Just back and forth, back and forth. But the green stinky ones bringing the plague to that front line, in contrast to the red goo that's now spread all over the floor. There's not even a trench line left here on our front line. The Kriegers trying their best to hold back the tides of death that are just descending upon them. And look at that, we've literally made a lake in the first few minutes through that trench line. But the Chaos are stuck on the other side of it. They're going to have to build the bodies up to be able to get across these. With 360,000 losses already going to Chaos. I mean, oh god, look at them. Just piling up and covering up the terrain slowly here. With the enemy dead. Again, the trench line extremely hard to defend when they've not got the right amount of support. Every now and then you will see like that, an artillery shell does manage to find its way to the front line as the guys at the back desperately try to support their brethren over here. Oh, that was a lovely hit there by the artillery. Chaos pushing in every single little gap that they can. The Kriegers doing an excellent job of holding them back. The losses are starting to mount as we've just gone past 420. Look at this though, in the center lines. These are rear guard trenches over there. So that's actually really funneling the Chaos into these little attack paths. Unfortunately for this side of the line, that does mean that they are bearing the full brunt of a Chaos assault. Whereas in the middle, the firepower is a lot more divided, allowing them to hold on for a lot longer here. The Chaos really struggling in this area to get any momentum going. They're just being railed into the sides of as they come over the crest here and try to breach into the trench. The Kriegers at the ready with bayonets and shovels, stabbing and packing their bodies high. I mean, just look at that front line. It looks like the Chaos have actually managed to start building some bridges across the trench here, out of Renegade Gunners, no less. The Renegade Gunners there forming a lovely little corpse bridge as the Chaos now swarm right through into this Deathcore group. The 143rd Siege Group here doing an excellent job trying to hold back. But of course, Chaos has the overwhelming numbers. You know, having people in high command who are also corrupted by the powers of Chaos also helps them out significantly also. Let's go back over to this other side over here. Let's go see what's happening at this side of the battlefield. You can see the defensive lines in the background over there, ready and waiting their turn. How are we doing on this side, chaps? Again, an excellent last stand here. The Kriegers on the flanks didn't really stand any chance. They were definitely going to get overwhelmed. But they have put in the work. Over 500,000 Chaos have been lost at this point, trying to take an unsupported line. So, you know, that's pretty good going. The Kriegers here losing 11,000 men so far. Ah, look at that. Just stretching off into the distance. Let's go have a quick inspection of these lines over here. You can see that we've got multiple support lines over here. Kriegers are a little bit more entrenched. It's a lot better. We've got all the artillery guns, and we've got multiple defensive lines. So the Chaos are going to have a lot more of a hard time trying to take on that, especially as they've got to build up the bodies to be able to effectively get across this trench line. Oh man, that artillery really starting to pick up now. The Chaos pushing through the Krieger lines ever so slightly. I mean, let's face it, this flank has completely capitulated here. Go back down here and have a look at this front line. Oh, I absolutely love it. Just the sheer insanity of Warhammer 40K. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Look at our trench line as well. Slowly but surely getting filled in. 13,000 losses now to 675,000, yeah. And look at this side of the battlefield. It's completely fallen. There's only a couple of Kriegers left in the center. And it does look like then that we're going to start getting, here we go, yeah, the first contact on the second line. Now, like I said, we have actually got artillery guns and things like that over here. And overlapping at fields of fire. So it's going to be a lot more difficult for the Chaos to actually be able to push this one. Yeah, they're already taking a lot of losses there. Coming across the open fields. Luckily, the artillery hasn't started targeting them yet, but it's only a matter of time. So we wait for the last of the Kriegers here on this portion of the line to be mopped up by the Chaos forces that are trying to overwhelm them. What we're going to quickly do is hit a little time-lapse camera here and see if the Chaos can push past them. We'll be back in a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Chaos has finally breached the front line of the Kriegers here and are going to go on to assault the second line. You can see now that our Imperial artillery is already raining down upon the lines here, causing absolutely devastating losses amongst the advancing Chaos army. As it's just coming over the crest of the hill, is being machine gunned down by high-precision hellbore fire. The artillery guns as well, lending that fire support to the front line as the Chaos take stupendous losses and trying to breach their way through here. Of course, the flanking maneuver not going too well here. Chaos unable to get the forces around. They're actually stuck at the moment, still hung up on the Kriegers defending the flank. Now we have got a line behind them as well, still ready to defend. The Chaos have taken just over 1 million losses. But now the full might of the Chaos army is about to come descending upon the Imperial lines. Oh man, I love that Imperial artillery just kicking up troops into the air. It doesn't matter if you're a demon, it doesn't matter if you're a person. Heck, it doesn't matter if you're a Terminator. When one of them Earthshaker shells lands next to you, you're being knocked off your feet even if you're a Terminator, for God's sake. Them things are dangerous. Look at this though, on the far flank here. The Chaos are testing the Kriegers' defense, but both lines here actually able to support each other. The trench line behind, lending its fire support to that front line. Like I said, unlike our very front lines, them soldiers were basically sent out into a slaughter. That was basically that. That's how the high command was infiltrated. So Chaos had corrupted a couple of lieutenants and stuff like that were high up in the chain of command. And so what they kept doing was sending out these suicide parties with completely undefended, unsupported lines, and they'd allow them to die, but then actually have a solid second defensive line so that they wouldn't be discovered. It's like, oh yeah, we did lose a lot of men, but hey look, we actually won the battle. And that was the plan. And the Kriegers lost so many men doing it. But look at this now. The Chaos are taking an absolute pounding. Even the demons are struggling to get to this front line. The overlapping of firepower. But just look at that. A crimson sky. Demons charging at you. And the Kriegsmen standing shoulder to shoulder. It's an Imperial Guardsman's dream. Or nightmare, I don't know. They're not all suicidal, are they? Oh man, the artillery is having such a devastating effect. Now, the thing is about this one, yeah, look, I don't think that line has actually got any support in place. Yeah, so the next support line is over here, and that's actually to really keep the artillery in check, to stop it getting outflanked. You can see that we've got this forward position of Kriegsmen here, jotting out, ready to receive the full brutal charge of the Chaos should the front line start to falter. Because obviously the Chaos are going to come out, try sweeping across from both angles there. First though, they need to fill in these trenches. They're taking a lot of losses. Like I said, I absolutely love artillery. I never get tired of watching things get flown through the air. Involuntary, as it makes it even more funny, as they desperately try to push over into this trench. Some of them make it into the trench, it's just they're not alive when they get in there. But look at this, the Chaos losses are really starting to mount here, with 30,000 Kriegers still defending. The Chaos have yet to actually capture the flank over here. Kind of interesting. Again, that double layer of firepower really helping out. Completely kept the Chaos at bay. Look at them over this side. They're just getting absolutely railed on by the other Krieg line. They're taking so many losses that they just can't outflank these guys, which is the exact opposite problem that we have on this side of the line. Because there is no support in place, Chaos is just simply overwhelming them. But look at this, they've put up such a damn good fight. They've created a wall here. They've Donald the Trump out of it. Again, I love this time of day because for some reason the goo just looks so much brighter than ever. And I don't know why. But yeah, I think I've got it set to like 8 AM or something like that, 7 or 8 AM. Yeah, it just made all the goo look very, very bright. I thought it'd be a nice little interesting contrast here. Oh gosh, look at that horde still stretching off into the distance. The Kriegers have definitely got the work cut out. The lines are taking a beating here. Like I said though, these are still the front lines of the second line, if that makes sense. So yeah, the Chaos really need to take out the artillery position if they want to win this one. But this group at the frontier is designed to split the Chaos army in half, down either side of them, like that. And yeah, look at that, they're just doing such an effective job. The Chaos are getting railed as they come over this part. Thousands and thousands of losses every second, man. There's just way too many. The Chaos have only got 1.5, I say only, the Chaos have got 1.5 million troops remaining. And they're not through this front line. And that artillery is just pounding onto them, man. Going to be really interesting here to see if the Kriegers can actually hold this defensive line. So what I'm going to quickly do, hit another little time-lapse camera and see if the Chaos can breach our forward line and start attacking the second. We'll be back in a moment. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say that at this point, Chaos has now managed to finally breach the first line of the second line of defense here, and is pouring its units in mass here, right on over towards the third and final line here for the Kriegers, which is their artillery installation. Lord Zandrak the Reborn here, sensing imminent victory, has committed his entire force to the assault. And look at this group of Kriegers here at the front have been doing immense work. They've literally been doing the Emperor's work here. They've even almost covered up a bunker in the corpses of the Chaos dead, as that artillery just lights up the horizon in the background. Bullets are flying overhead as the Chaos try to surge forward into more concentrated firepower to take on the third defensive line. And the Kriegers are ready. They've got a solid wall of Hellbore rifles, but look at this, the Chaos trying to push into the flank here of the trench. Smart by the Chaos. Attack where it is weakest. But there's only 670,000 chaos left to attack this last position. Is that going to be enough? Or is Lord Sandrak here going to be defeated on the field? I mean, he's sensing victory. He thinks he's got it in the bag. But can he get his forces together? Oh man, look at that. Look at how many chaos are still stuck all the way over here, trying to make their way from across the front lines as they filter through where they can. That is the only real advantage that the Imperials have had. Things like this, which has just completely slowed down the chaos advance. Like these lines back here, look, the chaos are still trying to work their massive units around these lines. But yeah, I think they've successfully covered up that first combat line pretty nicely, though. I think with the overlapping fields of fire here, yeah, look, they definitely look like trenches were filled in more on this side. Oh my god, though, it's a full-on assault. It's a hard push on the flank for chaos. I think this is where they think the victory is. They know they're not going to break the center at this point. So an amassed force is trying to push down the flank of the trench. It's probably going to be the best chance that they have, to be honest. What they really need to do, though, is start really getting some forces going in the center to distract that firepower. I think they've been struggling to get any meaningful group of forces going forward, again, because they're just trickling in. We're coming down to our last 400,000 here, with only 18,000 defenders remaining. It's going to be a tough old fight for the Kriegers here. But I think that artillery has been an absolute devastating equalizer. I mean, the Chaos are still throwing demons at this, so, you know, there is still hope for the Chaos just yet. They just pour over the dead. Oh my god, look at that. With all the artillery going off in the distance, that looks so cool. This time of day setting is really nice. I like this one quite a lot. I think what I want to do next is maybe like a midnight battle so we can see it at night. My only concern is that it might be a little bit too dark for us to actually see what's going on when it gets rendered onto YouTube. You'll have to let me know, like in previous battles, I think we've done a couple of nighttime battles. Was it hard for you guys to actually see what was going on? Because obviously I watch all YouTube videos through a computer, so I can watch them on a nice big screen at high resolution. So, but I'm well aware that quite a few of you are using your phones and stuff like that, so you'll have to let me know, because I'd love to do some proper nighttime battles. Oh man, it looks like the Chaos are actually running out of forces on this side. Look at that battlefield, man. Oh, it's just got devastation everywhere. Have they actually managed to push in here, though? No, they didn't. The overlapping firepower here from the Kriegers, the shovels and the bayonets, the happy sounds of gas mask noises coming out from them as they just annihilate the Chaos here at the end of the trench. Now, it must be said, okay, I was going to say the Chaos got in a little bit. No, they didn't. They didn't get into the trench at all. It's just the corpses did. Oh, you gotta love the Kriegers. Absolute legendary fighters. And look at this now. We've got a sporadic, scattered Chaos force trying to attack. And they are just being mounted up here like wall decorations. Oh, that is a brutal sight. The Renegade Gunners here, as they go over the top, are just greeted by all them rifles. And that artillery as well, quite frankly. All that artillery is pointing at the centre. So these boys have been taking such a beating. It's no wonder they didn't manage to break the centre lines. They really should have focused more on these flanks, which again, it's not been a pretty affair for Chaos. It's been really difficult. The troops just being mowed down in the thousands, thanks to the open, flat nature of the terrain here. Well, it was open and flat until, you know, things happened. 120,000 units here remaining for Chaos. And we're going to hit another one of our little time-lapse cameras, because we're going to have to wait for all these forces to come trickling in. So, we'll be back in a moment. Well, guys, with only 40,000 troops left on the field, I think it's safe to say that Lord Zadrak the Reborn has failed in his assault here on the Kriegers line. The 143rd Siege Regiment of the Krieg have been successful in their defense, and there's only one thing left to do, ladies and gentlemen, in times like that, and that's to clear the Chaos scum off the field. As always... Hello there, you, and welcome to an Eldar defense line who are about to be assaulted by 500,000 Chaos Renegades. The Eldar have set up their defense on an ancient staircase, hoping to turn the Chaos Horde into a pile of corpses that cascades down its steep slopes. Will the Eldar be able to hold the line, or will warp and demons overcome them? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get on with the slaughter. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. This is the big one. We've got a gigantic defense here by the Eldar, 1,000 Eldar. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but the Eldar are formidable opponents here that the Chaos are going to have to try and breach through their defenses. You can see the Shuriken weapons here just dealing absolute death on the front lines, as the poor old Renegades here have to engage in melee combat. Why do they have to engage in melee combat? Well, it's because of how the game mechanics work, unfortunately. If we allowed these guys to shoot, they'd overwhelm the defenders in seconds. So what we're going to do here is let them engage with their bayonets. Of course, it's the good old Chaos way, but that hard, heavy-hitting firepower coming from the Eldar has disintegrated that front line so much. But even then, even with the insane losses that the Chaos are taking at the moment, they have managed to reach the front lines here of the Eldar defense. You can see that they are taking monumental losses trying to push this single area at the moment. They are going to be able to start flanking around the sides just in a little while. However, we're going to build some lovely little corpse piles at the very start here. Of course, the ultimate corpse pile is going to be at the back on the staircase where the main defense is. You can see the defenders in the back line just railing down Overwatch fire right onto the front lines back here. Already, little Timmy is starting to get a lovely little blood lake appearing in the back lines here. Look at that, it's magnificent already. It's only tiny in its infancy. A little rubber ducky would fit in nicely. No rubber dinghy just yet. As you can see, the Chaos are dissolving around the Eldar. Now, the Eldar here using their superior agility to be able to dodge and weave out of the way of the bayonet stabs. And in return, the advanced targeting systems are just laying down heavy firepower on the rear lines. But you can see over here on this side, some Chaos are storming up now, trying to outflank the Eldar position. They are being met with stiff resistance, though. No matter which way that the Chaos attack on this portion, they're going to be met with heavy, heavy firepower. So if we go up here onto the top of the wall, you can see that these guys have got pretty much a really good view of the entire Chaos Horde down there. We have got 3 defensive lines on the wall here, which the Chaos are going to have to try and breach. And as you can see, the ones that are just out in the open are extremely costly for them to be taking at the moment, taking stupendous losses as they try to push into this area. You can see the front line in the background as well, filling up with blood ever so slightly. Our second line is sort of under attack here on its outer flanks. However, the guys in the middle are still free to fire, and we have got this little bit of a bottleneck as well that the Chaos are going to have to go up. That should prove to be interesting for them later on. However, they still have not yet passed the first line. Eldar still staying alive over here, creating even more corpse piles. Now, what this is essentially going to do down at the bottom here is create a dam. So all future blood is just going to pool up at the bottom down here, hopefully. So I'm hoping by the end of this, we get this turned into a lovely little blood lake for little Timmy. Chaos are trying to surge around on the flanks, though. But there is a little path that they can come around over this. Yeah, there we go. So you can see there's this little path over here that they're going to try and push. However, the amount of troops that come in are so few, it's not really going to affect the defense. But on this side, the Chaos are yet again taking insane losses. The Shurikens here, fired by the Eldar, easily penetrating the Chaos armor. I mean, it is a diamond wrapped in barbed wire after all. You know, it's pretty deadly even to Space Marines. So yeah, a Renegade gunner, it's going to go through multiple ones easily. The front line is still holding though. We only have 1 or 2 Eldar on it, but yeah, they are actually managing to hold. So we're at 64,000 kills here for the Eldar. Oh my god, look at this. We've got this lovely little body pile here. Oh, it's been a while. It has been a while since we've had the pleasure. Oh my god, that is magnificent, and it's just constantly flowing. But indeed, we have got a body bobsleigh. Look at them all just piling up at the bottom here. Pretty soon then, this might become a pathable area. If these corpses keep building up here like this, that'll actually become pathable. So it does look like now then that the front line has officially collapsed here for the Eldar. The second line now under a brutal assault from the Renegade gunners, who aren't really Renegade gunners at the moment because they're not shooting. The Renegade stabbers, that's what we'll call them. Man, I'm really liking this body bobsleigh that we've got going though. The amount of corpses just funneling down from here. So the overwatch provided by the Guardians of the Wall, not the galaxy, but of the Wall, is really laying the hurt on the Chaos who are flanking round. Look at all these guys, man. So many losses. Oh man, that is an insane kill ratio. The kill counter can barely even keep up with it at the moment. We're starting to make a secondary blood lake down here. I don't know what happened to our first one. It seems to have evaporated a bit. I think it might trickle out and end up somewhere down here. We'll have to check after the battle, if I remember. But it doesn't matter, little Timmy. We are making a secondary blood lake on the side over here. And I'm pretty sure we'll make one later, as all the corpses start piling up over at the other end. We will be time-lapsing a little bit of it just because it will take a little while for the Chaos to actually be able to breach the steps and stuff like that. So we'll time-lapse a few of them sections. We'll really get to see all the bodies piling up there. This Chaos flank, though, has not been that successful yet. They have almost killed the Guardians that were defending the flank, but the question is, at what cost? Look at that body pile. There's so many dead. So the secondary line, falling a little bit quicker here than the first line did. There was slightly fewer troops on it. Maybe Chaos learned a lesson here on how to actually deal with the Eldar. But they are going to have to deal with this bottleneck. So this side is impathable and the other side over here is also impathable. Meaning that the Chaos are going to have to storm up this tiny little area. There is a little path at the side, but that is really, again, going to be a hard area for the Chaos to push. So I'm really interested to see what actually happens when this Eldar front line falls here. You can see that we have still got quite a few Eldar holding out like on the first line yet again, just refusing to die. But that has not stopped the Chaos. Just sheer weight of numbers now, being able to push right through and try and attack that third actually, defense line. The third defense line has been attacked for quite some time, really. It's been attacked in the flank, and they've been holding them off really, really well. But yeah, these corpses, oh look, as predicted, I did say the corpses might pile up enough at our body bobsleigh location for it to actually become pathable, and that's exactly what's happened. All the corpses have now built up, and the AI can make its way up here, right into that flank again. Have Chaos actually managed to succeed on this side at all? No, they haven't. They're still trying to push that flank and still taking heavy losses for it. Oh, look at this. We've got an absolute unit over here, holding his own against the Chaos. He's like, no, I'll be the distraction. Oh, sorry, there is 2 of them. They're going to play the distraction here. So before the Chaos can actually completely outflank them, they have got to get past these 2 guys. However, it looks like they've got a lot of fire support right behind them. Oh my, okay, so they got one. There's still one guy left there that the Chaos have got to get past. How are we doing on these sides? My god, man, look at that horde. It's still gigantic. So our third defense line is actually holding. The Chaos here have hit the bottleneck. So hopefully that should keep them at bay just that little bit longer. We have reached almost 120,000 kills now. The Chaos with 371,000 units remaining. That Overwatch firepower, though, that has been rained down on the Chaos, is causing them significant hurt as they try to push these. So the Chaos now really need to capitulate this third defense line and get them units flowing up through the center. Because the only thing that's been flowing really for the Chaos is their blood down the hill. Let's actually go quickly see if we can see any little blood lakes that have formed down here as a result of it. I can't see anything that stands out. That's a little bit sad. Maybe the blood has just not been spilt enough yet. We'll work on that. We'll get there little by little. But yeah, look, the Chaos really struggling to push the center area. Especially as they've got the fourth defense line also trying to help out. Though I will say, a lot of them are distracted by the flank. I mean, look at that brutality down here. The blood and the corpses. It's just a brutal fight, man. Only 500 Eldar remaining, so Eldar almost lost half of their force here. Oh my god, this guy is still alive over here? Look at him, standing atop a pile of corpses, just solo. My dude, you've been holding that really well. So it looks like then, we have officially started building our corpse pile over here. How are we getting on our front line, which is technically the third? Well, it looks like the Chaos might have just actually breached through it. So we have got these little pockets of resistance either side now that the Chaos are going to have to try and deal with. But yeah, it does look like officially the fourth line has been engaged on both flanks. I mean, to be fair, the fourth line has been under siege for quite some time, piling up the corpses around this poor person's house here. I don't know what's going to happen to this real estate. I'm hoping we can bury it all in corpses. Because so far, we've done some really nice work. Oh, look at this. We've even made this person... Look, we've done some renovation work on this property, and we've given them a lovely little blood pool here. They can have all their little rubber ducks in that one. The Chaos, though, still pushing this flank. I've not yet managed to get any ground. As I said earlier, the ones pushing over from this side, not really contributing anything to the fight, really, for Chaos. But yeah, man, the Chaos have taken stupendous losses, just pushing these outer edges. So, now that they really are going to be funneled in here, I'm interested to see what happens. The body pile, how high do you think it is going to go? Can we get it all the way up to the top? If we can get it all the way up here, man, I don't think we've actually got enough Chaos to even do that. But the covering fire that is coming down from up above is stupendous, man. The Chaos are just getting railed on here. But they are pushing that middle line. They have finally broken through. And not much of the floor is actually left here. It's all just covered in corpses and blood. I'm absolutely amazed that the Eldar have put up such a good defense with only so few troops so far. How are we doing? How's our dude doing over here? Man, this guy needs a promotion. He has been holding that side all by himself for at least 5 minutes now. And look at the corpse pile he's made. He started way before anyone else has. Oh, what an absolute G. Looks like we're getting a little miniature body pile starting to form over here as well. On our fourth defense line, which is now our front line. The Chaos, man. You've got to hand it to them. The fever has overtaken them. The bloodlust, man. They're just rushing forward here. They don't care about these stupendous losses. They don't care about the fact that every single road is now made out of their dead comrades. Oh no, it looks like our guardian of the staircase has fallen here. Though Bro did us proud. He made a 2-story high body pile, defending that area by himself. So the next major snap is going to be here in the middle. And this is when Chaos can truly start searching forward and trying to take the staircase. Already, the piles of blood, bodies are starting to mount up. Man, I think it looks so cool when the bodies are piling up on the staircase like this. It's just, there's something very Warhammer about it. But oh god, look at this as well. Because we've actually made enough of a body wall here now, we're filling up this entire area with blood. What we need to do is block off this area so the blood can't escape down here, because I think it's going to trickle down the side. So if we can get a couple of kills over here, Eldar, that'd be fantastic. Fill up this area. I'd absolutely love that. But the Eldar so far, 163,000 kills to them. And now, the true slaughter begins here. The Chaos trying to push the ancient staircase. Their corpses starting to litter the ground. The blood is truly flowing. The real estate is truly destroyed in value. Look at the corpses that are piled up here, man. And these guys are still getting railed on from above, bear in mind. I'm actually amazed that this defensive line is still holding here, despite the Chaos throwing everything that they have at it at the moment. The corpse pile in the background has officially started ages ago, but now it's well and truly underway. The construction has begun, ladies and gentlemen. The corpses are starting to cover the entire staircase over this side. We need to get a few more over here so we can cover this area up. But yeah, I think by the time that the Chaos managed to push this area, hopefully we'll have covered this entire staircase in all of their corpses. So what I think we'll do is we'll just quickly hit a time-lapse camera. Now, where should we put the camera? Should we have it over here somewhere, maybe? Yeah, I think if we just have it, let's lower it. There we go. I'd say let's get it here. We should be able to see the corpses nicely build up. And we'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your first corpse pile update. As you can see here, the Chaos have made absolutely monumental gains not trying to get into this staircase here. They've actually killed a few of the Eldar who are defending the lower staircase, but most of them have been turned into this magnificent pile of corpses that we see before us. Now, every part of the lower staircase is completely pathable to the Chaos now. So, oh my god, look at this as well. We're actually still building a corpse pile on this side. Also, we've got a secondary objective now. We're trying to also drown this house in corpses. That's what we're also doing. I've just decided. I think we can actually do that little by little. They are still getting railed upon from the higher-ups up there. So it is a possibility that we will be able to get the corpses over here. Now, the Chaos are starting to breach the staircase simply because the corpses have now covered up enough of the stairs to get them up to that height, as you can see on this side. So yeah, look, they're at about this height. That is kind of impressive in corpses, but they've still got a little bit of a ways to go yet. They've got the Eldar at the bottom here to clean up. Then they've got to kill these and then finally push up the staircase into the next group. Now, we are going to go back to our time-lapse camera because, as I said, this is taking a little bit of time. It's a little bit slow, but it is also fun watching these bodies really start to pile up. So I think we're going to try and watch this house and the staircase here, and we'll be back again in a second. Hello and welcome back to Corpse Update number 2, where you can see here the Chaos now are pushing the staircase, having finally killed at least one side of the Eldar here. And look at this, we've actually managed to almost get on top of the roof here. We have started to cover the roof bit by bit in the corpses of the enemy. Now, there's only 250,000 of the renegade gunners left. We've got 250 Eldar remaining here. You can see that we're starting now to build our second body pile at the top up here. Now, as you can notice, some of them are roly-polying off and falling and adding to the corpse pile below. So what I'm hoping is, little by little, that these corpses all start to build up down the stairs and then we can get some real assault going up the staircase there for the Chaos. Now, we do have to kill these few remaining Eldar over here on this side of the staircase. There's only a few of them remaining, but they're holding their own. They've been holding this for quite a while, I've got to say. I'm quite impressed with them. The body pile is magnificent though so far, but we still need to add another 250,000 to it. So we are going to go back and do another time lapse. It's going to have a few time lapses in it. We're going to have a few corpse updates because this is going to take quite a while. As you can see, they're coming up here almost one by one at the moment, and we've still got 250,000 to go. So I think we'll go back here and we'll keep an eye on things. You know what? We'll try and get to more of the staircase. There we go. We can see the staircase here. We can also see our house slowly getting covered, and we can also see the other staircase to see if the Chaos actually managed to breach that side. So we'll be back once again in a moment. Welcome back, and welcome to Corpse Update number 3. You can see now that the Chaos have started to progress and push both staircases here, and we've got this rather lovely little body pile starting to appear at the top of our second set of staircases. However, we've got a long way to go here before we can actually build this one up all the way up there, so the Chaos can start patting up there. That's the ultimate goal anyway. We haven't got that many corpses on the stairs yet. As you can see, most of them keep tumbling off and adding to the pile at the bottom, which I'm all for. Now, look at this as well. We're officially on the roof of the building over here. We are slowly but surely submerging it in the corpses of the Chaos, and there's still quite a few Chaos remaining over here. 211,000 to be exact. Oh my, the Eldar have still got 241 actually defending. So the Chaos really do have their work cut out for them here. And we are going to be getting back to another time lapse because, like I said, this is going to take a very, very long time. Even with them now coming up both staircases, they're still coming up one at a time. But let's get ourselves into a lovely little position here. I want to be able to see the bodies still piling up. But can we get it? I wonder if we can get one up here. No, not quite. I wanted to see if we could get all the bodies piling up and at the bottom, but I don't think we can see the double effect, unfortunately. Oh my god, look at all these. Sorry, but just look at them tumbling off. And they are actually tumbling down the slopes as well. What I said in my intro was, it was quite correct. They are literally cascading down the slopes. Oh my god, that's absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's hit a time lapse. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Corpse Update number 4, where Chaos now have officially captured the top of the stairs here. We've got this lovely little body pile that has formed at the top, but we've still got a little bit of a ways to go here. They've still got to get up to the top of the staircase. Still a few Eldar here defending the way. Eldar have only got 183 troops remaining. There's 156,000 Chaos still left attacking at this area. Oh my god, I don't know actually. I don't even know who's going to win this. Are Chaos going to be able to capitulate the defense here? Or are the Eldar going to simply turn them all into a massive body pile? You can see that the Chaos are pretty much only pushing at one side at the moment. This could be good for the Eldar. We don't know yet. We'll find out as these body piles continue to grow. Oh my god. Look down here as well. Do you remember that there used to be a house here? Well, the house has disappeared. There is no longer a house. We've officially covered it all in corpses. And the amount of corpses that we've actually built up on the bottom of the staircase here is stupendous also. The Chaos, though, still throwing units at this, still trying to make their way up the staircase. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I don't know if the Eldar are going to be able to hold out against this kind of onslaught. Like I said, time is going to tell here. As always, we're going to hit another time-lapse camera. Hopefully, we get some more body piles building up. I'm going to actually come up here now so we can see the top of the stairs from this angle. We'll be back in a moment. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Corpse update number 5 has just dropped, and the Chaos have finally, at last, after 2 hours of attacking, managed to reach the final group of Eldar here, perched atop our gigantic wall. You can see that our body pile didn't get too high in the center yet, but down below it is absolutely magnificent. We've almost covered the entire bottom section of the stairs here in the corpses of Chaos. The house that was under here has long since disappeared. I mean, if we go to this one for comparison, you can see that the pile of corpses is way higher than where the house is. Now, we have started to make this rather lovely little quaint pile down here. It's going to take a while yet before we can build up enough before the Chaos to be able to path up these stairs indiscriminately. However, we have got less than 100,000 Chaos remaining. So, we are going to go back to our last and final time-lapse camera, and we're going to see if the Chaos can actually start to build up these body piles just a little bit more. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, it's been about 2.5 hours now of Chaos continuously trying to push these staircases, and look at these body piles that we have created here. We've almost started burying the second house. That's how stupendous they are. Look, you can actually see under here just how far off the original stairs we are. We've built up the bodies so high that they're actually starting to go up the second staircase here. It's been a monumental struggle for Chaos. Look at this. Everywhere we look, they're just covered in bodies now, and they're still raining down. The Eldar at the top here have probably lost about 6 or 7 troops in the last hour, maybe. Like I said, it's been going about 2.5 hours now for me here. I know you guys have been enjoying the lovely little time lapses, so it's not been that long for you. However, I do need to actually finish up here, so we are going to have to end this fight here, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know we normally end with a nuke. However, we're going to do something slightly different here, because as you can already see, we've got some body piles to be looking at here. So we are going to nuke them. However, we're not going to end it right there. Let's just detonate and clear the area here, because I want to go and inspect our corpse piles. And oh my god, look at that. That's absolutely amazing. Now, you can sort of see, like, maybe if I zoom out a little bit more, you can see the house underneath there. It's really difficult to see it, but the house is so buried in corpses that it's absolutely unbelievable here. Now, it does say that the Renegades won. I don't think anyone really won there. The Eldar lost a heck of a lot of troops. But let's have a look at something else. I want to see. We did! Okay, I was hoping that we were starting to build up corpses on the other side, and that's exactly what happened. Look at this one. We got a lovely little blood lake to go alongside it. Little Timmy can actually almost get his rubber dinghy in that as well. Actually, did we get any other blood lakes on the other side over here? No, I can't see any blood lakes, which is kind of remarkable, really, considering how many chaos we've killed here. Look at the entire area. It's just littered with thousands and thousands of bodies. But we are going to be wrapping...
The planet of Armageddon, a hive world of industrialized warfare. The Orcs, led by warlord Ghazghkull Thraka, have brought a giant war to bear upon the Imperial planet and the denizens that inhabit the sprawling hives. This, the third war for Armageddon, is set to be the largest yet. The conflict will draw in over 25 Space Marine chapters, dozens of Astra Militarum regiments, several Titan legions, and cause the immense destruction that litters the planet. Throughout this campaign, hundreds of battles were fought. Today, we focus on one small skirmish that took place. In the grim darkness of Hive Inferus, the World Eaters Legion, led by a fierce and demon prince Angron, lay siege to Sector 7G1. Isolated and under attack from 4 million bloodthirsty chaos cultists, a desperate defense was mounted by 80,000 Imperial conscripts, 20,000 Cadian shock troops, and 10,000 reluctant hab workers forced to bear arms. Their sole mission, to keep the Hive's defensive guns operational at any cost, as survival hangs by a thread in the face of this relentless chaos incursion. Amidst the overwhelming odds and the fury of battle, the fate of the Hive Inferus rests on their shoulders. Will they endure and triumph, or will the Hive's flame be extinguished forever by the dark embrace of chaos? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do hit the like button and subscribe, as that's the best way to support the channel. With all that being said, let's kick off today's slaughter. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. My god, already, the insane chaos horde surging right in to the open waiting moors here of the Hive Inferus. Today is going to be a brutal fight already. You can see the conscripts here gunning down thousands and thousands of chaos as they pour into the open wound that they've created. You can see here though, oh my, the defenses of the Hive, ladies and gentlemen, are extremely powerful. They will be letting out salvo after salvo of highly explosive rounds as the chaos try to storm the streets here. But my god, the Imperial Guard here, their abominable resolve is going to be holding back this tide. Look at them, trying to clash here right forward, breaching their way into these little gaps, and they are getting gunned down really, really quickly. You can see then, look, every now and then you'll just see, there it is, the insane firepower of one of the Hive defenses, just annihilating chaos in its wake. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, today it's going to be a brutal slaughter. You can see here, these are our Hab workers. Unfortunately, we don't have a model for the Hab workers, so I'm just using basically insurgents at the moment. Close enough. There they are with their, AK-47s, a little bit, a little bit of immersion breaking. You'll just have to pretend that they're auto guns for now. And the chaos, oh look at this. The chaos are piling up outside of the garbage truck. I mean, that's very fitting, realistically. Oh my god, thousands of chaos, ladies and gentlemen, are being cut down where they stand, yet look at them. Surging forward, trying to make a breach here. The streets are going to be filled with blood today, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of Imperial Guard here, trying to hold these outer walls as the chaos are funneled in to these narrow choke points. But how long will they stay narrow choke points? Already, 135,000 chaos have now been slaughtered. As you can see, there's about 4 million of them in total. The Imperial Guard defenders here definitely have their work cut out, with them only having about 110,000 to defend this. Most of them, unfortunately, being conscripts. They are not the most effective troops here, so it might come down to Arcadians here, trying to hold out. Look at this. The outer edges of the Hive are under a brutal siege at the moment. The chaos are storming forward here. Oh my god, bayonets raised, stabbing, trying to penetrate right through that Imperial Guard armor. And they are having a little bit of success on this side though. You can see that the defensive guns are really effective. They just annihilate chaos troops when they get close.
Look at this, a fantastic display so far by our defenders, blocking up every single entrance though as the bodies mount. It is only going to increase the ways that Chaos can enter. As you can see at the moment, they're really being gunned down in this open field here, yeah. They haven't managed to push enough troops around this area, which is resulting in a high concentration of firepower here coming out from our guardsmen. Annihilating poor old Chaos troopers. Well, that's what you get for worshipping the corrupted ways, is it not? Though they are making progress bit by bit. 4,000 have now perished, unfortunately. Let's go over and have a look how we're doing. As you can see, this is a massive siege across the entire front now of the Hive. The guardsmen taking up the mantle. The bodies are really starting to pile up as well. And as I said, they will eventually go over these walls here, and that is when Chaos will really be able to start breaching. For now, they're basically stuck in a bottleneck. This one's getting extremely close to being opened up. In fact, I think it might... No, we're very close. We'll stay here just for a second, because any second now, this is going to become a pathable body pile. There it is, I think. Yeah, look at that. The Chaos now surging over further and further each side, with every single one that dies, and the blood is already starting to pool up. Look at this body pile that we've got going on here. The absolute insanity. Oh my, these conscripts doing everything they can here to try and stop the Chaos from being able to push into the Hive, because if they manage to push into the Hive, it's going to become a deadly street battle. Here we can see Arcadians now holding the line here with conscripts and hab workers. Unfortunately, the conscripts and the hab workers are the ones who've been thrown onto the front line here. The Cadian shock troops, far too valuable to be put there. Although on this side, they're having themselves a little bit of a field day here. You can really see, though, these body piles are really starting to pile up here. It's going to become an extremely difficult fight. The hab workers trying their best. They're only few in number and very, very weak. But my god, they are tenacious in their resolve here to the Emperor. Look at this, they're actually holding this entire area by themselves, right next to the, the World Services thing. I'm guessing that's an Imperial Guard UPS. Oh my god, this is insane. Look at how long the siege is as well. It has been going across the entire sector here. In fact, look at this. Chaos are actually gaining a foothold, a little bit of a foothold on this outer edge over here. They've managed to push the guardsmen back, right back here to these two little lanes, and now they are surging forward. There is not a strong concentration of firepower in this area. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of guardsmen currently pointing the guns at this area, but the Chaos that are surging through at the moment, that's a lot of them. Most of them are distracted over here. So yeah, this is getting very, very interesting now. Oh my god, look at all the bullets. Just flying up into the air. Absolutely fantastic so far by the defenders. They've killed over 500,000 of them now. But the Chaos are showing absolutely no signs of surrendering. They are just pushing forward regardless of the insane amount of losses they take. They don't care how high these body piles get. All it means is that more of them can go for the gift of slaughter. Blood for the blood god, ladies and gentlemen. Skulls for the skull throne. And there we can see, look at that. The big, devastating beams there coming out. Oh my god, I absolutely love these things. They are so devastating, and they are the perfect Hive defense. Just sending out massive amounts of artillery, pelting right through the Chaos Horde here. And on the front line here, this is the main entrance here so far to the Hive here. And the Chaos really are trying to push this area hard. But they are taking insane losses in the process. Look at this. The roly-poly team here, a 10 on gymnastics. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, along the entire sector of 7G1 here, the Chaos are just assaulting this entire area. I mean, they're coming over from that Hive over there, so it's just another worker hab, basically. These are all corrupted workers. It's a horrible, horrible fair here on the planet of Armageddon, ladies and gentlemen. And we've yet to see even the orcs make an appearance. And don't worry, they are coming very soon in the next couple of videos. If we got some very, very interesting scenarios coming for you. But meanwhile, in this one, the Chaos now with 772,000 losses, still trying to push forward. You've got to give it to them. They do not care about their morale here. And look, they're actually doing this. They're trying to clear out this little street here. They are pushing forward with relentless abandon here, forcing the poor old conscripts here to backpedal, try to find some more decent cover as the corpses start to absolutely litter the floor. Oh my god, this is turning into brutal street fighting over this end, ladies and gentlemen. This is horrific. The front line as a wash of death as the blood is starting to pool up on the floor now. The Chaos storming into this one area, smashing right into the Imperial Guardsman's line. The Guardsmen, though, they are not giving up. They are trying their best to hold here. Though they may be backpedaling, they are only getting to a stronger defensive position. As you can see, they are currently under assault here. This is the main line here. So these chaps really need to hold this ground. Oh my god, look at all the bodies over here. That is a testament here to the resolve of the Imperial Guardsmen. No matter how many of them surging forward, the Guardsmen will stand their ground. Oh no, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Chaos insertion from the from right behind. They've managed to push units over the fence. Okay, well, yeah, that was going to happen at some point. Does this mean then that we've had a breach? Where have these guys actually come from? That's... Oh, okay, yeah, so they've come from around here and they've all been pushing around. So, yeah, we haven't actually been properly attacked in the rear yet. There's not a breach on the other flank. They are simply just funneling around and finding gaps. And my god, look at this. I love this. The city is just awash with corpses now. That is such a Warhammer thing there. God, this game's so cinematic at times. It's absolutely perfect for representing the chaos and carnage of Warhammer. Our front lines are getting devastated here. The Guardsmen are really backpedaling here, trying to hold out as best as they can, realizing here they're getting some reinforcements coming over and joining in the fray. Let's go over to the other side of the battlefield. We've had a good look at the front. We've had a good look at the side. What's happening over here now? Let's go from over here. So far, they are still holding the streets here. They've noticed that the Chaos that were trying to insert themselves have pretty much been halted. It does look like we've had a couple of defensive stands here from the looks of the bodies. The Imperial Guard here have been pushed back little by little. Going over to our other side here. Oh my days. The entire Imperial force has now been pushed out of this area, ladies and gentlemen. We've still got a couple of... a couple of guardsmen are deciding that they don't want to live anymore and are jumping off the buildings. But yeah, this entire area before was covered by Imperial Guard. And now, oh, the poor conscripts are sandwiched, ladies and gentlemen. They are between a death and a death place here. There is no hope for these conscripts, no escape. They are just going to have to try and take as many chaos with them. Speaking of, look at this. This is now becoming the main defensive flank over this side. Actually, what would happen if this side... Let's go up for a top view. So we can see here that if the entire right side falls here, and it doesn't look like there's actually many troops there, that Chaos really could start flanking in to the rear end of the Imperial Guard defense over here. And that is extremely bad. And in fact, look at this. The Chaos have managed to push forward. The Hab workers have lost. And it actually looks like Chaos have got these chaps in a pincer movement over here. Oh, this is turning deadly really quickly here, ladies and gentlemen. Chaos somehow now actually managing to push forward. The poor old Hab workers desperately trying to hold them back. They've lost 1.2 million so far. 2.6 million of them left. The Chaos have managed to kill almost 30,000 defenders. And my god, look at how high this body pile is. Oh my god. It's actually getting as tall as some of the skyscrapers around it. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic here, though. The Guardsmen still holding out here resolutely. And look at this, though. The Chaos, bit by bit, are making their way right in to the inner workings here of our Hive. This is really deadly. The street battles here are getting extremely intense. You can see we've got some Cadians here trying to support our poor old conscripts, but it's just not enough. Holy crap, look at that. Where is the wall? Where's the street? It is now just a wash of bodies. You see that? Look at that. The defensive system there. Oh my god, it's actually been raised off the ground because of the bodies. That is kind of ridiculous. These things are set to in place so they can't move at all. I've set them so they can't move. That is literally... Okay, it is firing some distant artillery at a target there. But yeah, that has literally been lifted up by bodies. Okay, how are we doing on this side? Are we still holding? Oh my god, I love that. The firepower here from them is absolutely ridiculous. Look at that. It's just blasting apart thousands of cultists with each volley from them things. Oh, that is lovely. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. It actually tanks my frames. That is insane to think about, but yeah, I actually lose frames looking at this thing. How is that even possible? Oh my god, I can render 20 million units, but as soon as that gun fires, nope, it doesn't like that. Look at this, though. This entire flank has now fallen. The Chaos have paid for it. Oh my god, there's the Chaos paid dearly for it. There is massive amounts of corpses now lining the street, but this flank, actually, the Chaos are getting this entire flank into a pincer maneuver now. Look at this. If we go to the overhead, you can see that the Chaos now have really pushed in, and the Imperial Guard are pretty much stuck at this end now. They have got this area right behind them that they can effectively get out of. But let's go over to the other side. Let's see how Chaos are doing over here. Because, yeah, the front line is definitely still holding over here. But, if we remember rightly, there was a little bit of an incursion happening over this far side. Where are we? Over here. There it is. Look at this. The Chaos here now are actually managing to almost completely collapse this entire flank here. That is kind of insane and scary for the Imperial Guard defenders here today. 1.5 million losses to Chaos though so far. Yeah, they have paid dearly for the ground that they have managed to cover. And I just love this street fighting as well. It's so cool to actually finally see some bit of street fighting. I do kind of wish that the city that they made had more elevations in it and stuff like that, a bit more interesting features. Because, you know, this is a new map, by the way, but this is what I'm on about. This map has literally just come out the other day. The developers released it, but like I said, I just wish there was a little bit more elevation to it, you know. Just a cool, more features, few extra things. It feels a little bit too flat. But it is what it is. It is, at the end of the day, really cool street fighting that we get to watch here. And I'm happy about that. The Chaos are just being absolutely obliterated so far. There's only 63,000 defenders remaining though, ladies and gentlemen. It is extremely, extremely tense. Again, we've got another group here that are all effectively cut off from any hope of reinforcements. In fact, this is a massive gap in this flank now. Look at that. Oh, that is horrific for the Imperial Guardsmen. It does feel like this line is getting thinner and thinner every time I come and look at it here. 50,000 kills to the Chaos team now. They really are trying to push this area. How are we actually doing here? Does the flow look like it's actually stemming at all? No, it doesn't. It looks like the Chaos still have almost infinite number, with 2.1 million of them remaining on the battlefield here. Though, the question is, will they actually be able to push all the way back and take out the defenses here of the Imperial Guard? It is getting into a sticky situation across the entire line here. Sorry, I just wanted to come back and look at these things again. I absolutely love these. Just obliterating the poor old Chaos Horde here. Oh my god. Look at that kill counter. When them things go off, the kill counter goes up by like 3,000 every second. It's absolutely ridiculous. You can see though, our Imperial Guardsmen here on the top. Very, very good field of fire actually for them. They can pretty much blast any single cultist that they like from up here. The lines are holding strong. The bodies are piling up really, really high. Oh my god, this is getting really intense for the Imperial Guard. Certain sectors of the line are faltering, but they've gotta hand it to them. They are actually still holding it somehow, even with all these bits of like the lines collapsing here. Like, they're still holding the ground. The Chaos have not yet pushed fully into the center. So, it's going to be really interesting. But what I think we're going to do quickly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what side to go to. So, I think what we'll do is, no, we'll go over this side. We're going to do a very quick time-lapse camera, because I want to see what happens over here, actually. Will this side falter? That is a question that I'd like to see answered. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it does look like this entire right-hand flank now is destabilizing for the Imperial Guard. You can see him here trying to desperately retreat down this narrow alleyway, but unfortunately, I think at the other end of it is more chaos. Look at this. They are pouring in from every angle now. The poor old Imperial Guard desperately tried to hold off, but they've been completely encircled in this area now. The Chaos forces surging forward now. Oh my, yeah, when this area falls here, there is going to be... oh, it's going to be horrible, because this entire flank is going to be in jeopardy here. It's already struggling to hold on here. Arcadians really, really laying down the smackdown on the Chaos here, but it's just not been enough so far. Look at the insane body pile that we've made here. The streets are entirely just flooded with blood. Oh my god. The Chaos, though, are pushing forward bit by bit, ladies and gentlemen. They have managed to breach now, by the looks of it, most of the outer defenses here. Apart from this one line here, this is holding very, very strong, it must be said. This has been here for absolutely ages. They've just been slaughtering them. And I've got to say, I bet it's a large thanks as well to the defense weapons that they had over this end. Look at this, the chaos. They're pushing into the Hive area now. Oh no, the poor conscripts desperately tried to hold them out as they just flood down the streets. The entire front line is in jeopardy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at this. The chaos really have just breached now beyond the wall. This is going to become a desperate street fight from here on out. You can see that these alleyways are already awash with blood here. Imperial Guard desperately trying to hold out wherever they are. This is actually still holding over here. They've got a really nice, like, they've sort of made a lovely little defensive line here. Ah, that's actually kind of good. That at least will hold back the chaos a little bit on this angle, meaning that the entire flank hasn't collapsed yet. Oh my, look at this though. Where has the defense gone? The chaos have managed to breach, despite, look at this, they're actually attacking one of the defense platforms. Oh no, this thing really needs support at the moment. Come on, conscripts, you desperately need to help out the defensive gun here. You cannot let it fall. Oh, there it is, the second defense platform coming to its aid, just annihilating chaos. But look at that, the surge forward as more and more chaos come in. I actually think it might be dead, ladies and gentlemen, at this point. I think this gun has now been obliterated, unfortunately, at this point. Look at that, the chaos horde. It is gigantic in size. 1.5 million of them are still remaining. Let's go for a more overhead view. Let's see if we can see what is actually happening over here. So yeah, there is basically a little gaggle of troops stuck over here in street-to-street fighting. That defensive gun. Oh my god, look at that. That was absolutely brilliant. But yeah, the chaos, it's got to be said, they're doing it bit by bit. They're managing to push in to the inner sanctum of the Hive here. The streets are awash with blood. And let's go have a look at this flank over here now. Has this entire flank collapsed yet? Yeah, I think it has now. I can't see any more fighting on this area. The chaos now free to roam through the Hive areas and are now proceeding to, oh my god, attack the flanks of our poor old Cadians over here, trying desperately to hold on. Let's have a look, see where they go. They are surging their way forward here, right into this little intersection. Yeah, this entire sector now is collapsing under the weight of the oppressive chaos forces. Though the chaos have really paid for it. Them body piles over there are nothing to be sneered at. There is an insane amount of dead chaos cultists. Oh my days. But the defenders here desperately trying to hold on. Their resolve is still not broken. They know that they can hold these alleyways and kill hundreds of chaos in the process, which is exactly what they're doing. You can see here the Imperial Guard desperately trying to form some rudimentary re-defense here in the background. This, though, I've got to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very impressed by this specific area here. The body pile is insanely high. It's literally coming, what, 3 stories? 4 stories is this? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's almost a 4-story build. In fact, it is a 4-story building high. Okay, that is extremely impressive. Let's go back over to this side, though. Let's see. Are the chaos actually surging through the streets over here? Yes, they are. That means then that entire flank has now collapsed and more brutal street fighting is going on as pockets of resistance here are formed from the Imperial Guard, backing up into neat little alleyways here. Oh my days, that is an absolute funnel there. You can see, though, some defenses are still going. We've got this one here. This needs to hold on desperately. Come on, Imperial Guard, rally around it, defend it. It is absolutely devastating at that. Look at that. Just a trail of death that it leaves behind it every time it fires is absolutely magnificent. Oh my, come on. Give us another good old volley over here. Oh no, it's killing things that are very close to it now. Fair enough, I wouldn't blame it. I'd be doing exactly the same. Yeah, look at this. The chaos are actually swarming all over it here. It's trying its best, but it can only shoot one volley at a single target at a time. Come on, fire another volley, guy. There we go, yes! Oh my god, the point blank there. Look, you can see the Imperial Guard, though. They're leaving the defense platform to it, unfortunately. It's going to get quite a few kills, though, before it gets wiped out. Do not get me wrong. But the Imperial Guard here are now basically in a pincer movement from all sides. It's getting extremely difficult now to even keep a track of the actual flow of combat here. So, yeah, it does look like then in this area that we've got a bunch of Imperial Guard that are currently in the midst of a pincer movement. So it looks like then that the actual combat now has been split into 3 areas. We've got that area over there, we've got this area of combat here, And we've got this last line of defense here. A few old conscripts and a couple of Hive workers. Oh, there is a couple of Acadians here, though, in the mix as well. 2.4 million kills to the defenders so far. And there's only 15,000 of them remaining, ladies and gentlemen. Things are getting extremely spicy and hairy here. Oh my, the Chaos are surging forward. No resolve here for their own safety at all. Just, they do not care. They'll happily sacrifice themselves to the Blood God. You can see up here, guys on top, just laying the smackdown on top of them. They must have had an absolute field day for this entire match. How's our front line doing over here? Yep, it's still doing what it's doing. It is an absolute meat grinder of Chaos cultists pushing over the top of their dead comrades, only to be greeted by extreme last fire to their face. This has been absolutely insane so far. If you have enjoyed this, ladies and gentlemen, do leave a like and consider subscribing. If this is not worth it, I don't know what is, quite frankly. This has been absolutely fantastic. The Chaos here is surging through every single orifice that they can. Every single little gap has now got Chaos cultists surging through it. There's just an overwhelming amount of blood over the floor as well. Like, because it's a big, flat area, you've got to think, that's a lot of bodies. That's a lot of blood. Oh, look at this. The Chaos are literally coming from all angles now. This entire flank has fallen. What is actually left over here? Have we got anything left? No. Oh, God, look at this. You can see the streaks. Okay, yeah. This streak here is from where our defensive platform has been absolutely annihilating them. That is fantastic. But yeah, it does look like then that this pocket of resistance is the only thing remaining over here. This little square, apart from the chaps on the roof, this is the only square remaining here, completely surrounded on all sides by Chaos cultists, stabbing their way through the poor old Imperial Guard here. The Guardsmen try not to let up. They know that they're doing this for the Emperor. They need to hold as much ground and cost the enemy as many casualties as possible. The Chaos, ladies and gentlemen, is insidious and cancerous-like. It cannot be allowed to spread. The Guardsmen know that. And therefore, they will fight to the absolute death. Oh my God. And I think, to be honest, they're going to be granted that death. The Chaos here, completely surrounding them. We've got a little gang over here as well, in the little alleyway, outside this lovely little cafe that I would recommend you visit. Oh my God. 2.5 million kills have been attained so far. That is no small feat by our defenders. There was only 100,000 of them. But to saying that, there is like 9,000 remaining now. And I would go ahead and say that most of them would probably on this front line. They have been causing Chaos so many problems over here. Like, the body pile is just frankly ridiculous. In fact, look, you've even got a little ladder to be able to climb up the side of it, should you need to. Look at this! Oh my God, there's a little alleyway as well that I'm trying to get through. This has been a devastating, devastating defense so far. Absolutely fantastic. Oh my. Look at this surge of Chaos. Oh, look at all the bodies as well that just line the street. I mean, that is a sight. There's so many dead and so much blood. And yet the defenders are still holding out, ladies and gentlemen. Still killing Chaos. Let's go back over here. Let's see how we're doing over this side. Like I said, 8,000 remaining. I don't know. I think it's pretty much GG here for the defenders, maybe. They've got the guys... Oh, God, look at that surge. Yeah, they've still got the guys on the roofs, though. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Someone's just fallen off a roof there. Oh, that would look very, very brutal. I think it was actually a Chaos cultist who got flung off the roof, maybe. Maybe he tried to storm a couple of troopers up on the roof up here and was just like... Nope. Yeah, look, there's a couple of Imperial Guard up here. And a couple of dead Chaos dudes. Yeah, okay, yeah, some Chaos guys tried to breach the roof and one of them just got flung off the roof. That's a pretty brutal way to go, but that's what you get for being a member of the Chaos Cult. Look at that in the background. That insane surge. I've said that word so many times now. I'm even annoying myself with the word, but there's no, you know, how else do you describe it? A deluge. No, that's no. It's I've completely forgotten what the word is. I was going to say pandemonious, but no. Someone will tell me what I'm trying to say below. I'm sure of it. Preposterous? No, not preposterous. Pompous? Pompous, that's the word. It's too pompous. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm going to lay off the big words because apparently they confuse my brain. We're going to go back to where I know, the absolute slaughter of chaos here. 2.6 million have been killed, and now finally the Cadian line here has been absolutely attacked in the back, attacked in the rear from the gear with the chaos here. That all rhymed, even though it wasn't meant to, but it did. Look at this though, the defense holding out, resolute. They are not yielding here. Let's go have a look over here. Like I said, unfortunately, I know the camera's bouncing around a lot, but there's just so much sporadic combat at the moment, it's really hard to keep track of. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it's pretty much all over on this side now. That pocket of resistance is over. There's none left on that side. So the main focus now then is over here. We're going to stay over here with this combat, because I'm pretty sure things are going to get pretty spicy here now for our defenders as the chaos starts surging into the rear. Yeah, these are our last 7,000 troops here now. Look, noticing that chaos are behind them. They've formed a rudimentary defense here, and they're really making the chaos pay for it. These shock troops are not to be snooted at. They are extremely, extremely experienced and deadly soldiers here. Go back over around this side. Again, same difference over here. Cadians holding the line, not letting the chaos push too far forward, because they are really in a pincer movement here. Literally, their only hope at this point is to pile up the bodies of the enemy so high that they can get onto the roof and get some relative safety. I mean, if it carries on at this rate, I think they might actually be able to do that. There is only 6,500 of them remaining here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, oh my. What an absolute brutal defense this has turned out to be. What we're going to do quickly is hit a time-lapse camera while we see what actually happens here. Will the chaos actually manage to breach the rear line, or will Arcadians hold out strong? We'll be back in a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like our poor old Imperial Guard here are being rounded up and killed by the chaos. The hab workers of poor old Sector 7 G1 here, their defense was absolutely formidable. They've so far killed 2.7 million chaos cultists, and they're still holding out with 4,000 remaining troops here. You can see that they are going to fight to the absolute death here. Vox messages have been sent out to main Hive to let them know that this place shall fall pretty soon. However, they have put a significant dent in the chaos numbers in the incursion in the area. This would mean, hopefully, that some Blood Angels can come along and help to clean up the sector. Because, my God, is it deserved to be saved? Because these guys have put up a monumental defense. Remember, 4 million against 100,000. It has been an impressive display here by our defenders. Let's go see over here. Look at these body piles that they made. All along this front line, just thousands and thousands, literally millions actually, of chaos cultists have been killed. And the blood pools, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at this. We've got a massive one over here. We've got another one here. Let's go have a look at this one. Let's see how deep it is. Oh my God, little Timmy, do not get out a rubber dinghy. Get out your goddamn merchant ship. That is some deep blood that we've got there. Crone, Corn, whatever you want to call him. He's extremely happy with this one today, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I'm surprised that there's not going to be an incursion from some bloodletters. Maybe. Maybe. Who knows? But look, our poor old Imperial Guard defenders now, numbering only 3,000, desperately making their last stand here, knowing that there's no way out of it. Oh my God, look at this. The insane deluge of death. So much blood has just been spilled on the front line. I absolutely love it. Let's go have a look, see if there's any other little pockets of resistance that we can see now. No. Oh, look at this. The last flickering lights of defense over here, ladies and gentlemen. Or whatever the sad trumpet. I don't know how the sad trumpet song goes. I'm sorry. But whatever it is, sad trumpet song inserted here. As our poor Lascadia makes his stand back to back there with a conscript. Look at all the goddamn cultists surrounding him, all pointing at him. Oh my God, and with that, a new swarm, a new surge, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, hold it out. Oh my God, soon the bodies are going to pile over this wall and it'll become a new pathable area. That is look at how tall this body pile is. Oh my god. That's a little bit glitchy, but at least we can see actually how tall it is. That is ridiculous. Oh my days. The last few here holding out, and the chaos of rounding them all up. Ladies and gentlemen, our defenders, absolutely stoic defense here, but unfortunately, it has not been enough to save them this day. And with that, the Inquisitor goes beneath the ground and decides to overload the reflector field. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an insane skirmish that we've got for you today. We've got the Imperial Guard and the Space Marines taking on the filthy vermin of chaos. Oh my. Now the Space Marines here have got this wonderful raised little hill that they're going to be trying to defend against the incoming forces of Khorne, who are currently surging forward here with renegades right in to Space Marine bonfire. And oh my god, they are just being absolutely devastated here at the moment. Assault Marines now moving up into the foray, right through that forest to meet the chaos head on. Now you can see that both armies are fairly evenly matched in this, both with around about 600,000. Both have melee combatants and shooty capabilities. But who will come out on top here? This is going to be very interesting. Now we can see at the moment already the flanks are starting to develop as both forces start trying to push forward and gain the upper hand. Let's go over to our other side because we're very close to the map edge, so I've got a feeling that this side of the map might actually end up hitting the map edge. We'll have to wait and see, but this flank should go out far and long as well. Look at this, more Imperial Guard charging round, meeting the renegade chaos scum. There you can see our hill in the background over there where all the bolter fire is just lighting up the center lines. Already Chaos Gunners line up, ready and waiting to lay the smackdown into the Imperials on the rear line. The Imperials are also doing a similar thing over here. You can see that they've got a bunch of gunners over here just laying down firepower, returning it right back into them renegade lines. We have got Chaos Spawn also making their way to the front line. There's also a couple of Khorne Berserkers thrown in there, as well as a Chaos Chosen Warriors. So, the Imperials really do have their work cut out for them, but luckily for them, the Blood Ravens are on the front line, and these Assault Marines here will do the Emperor's work. Oh my god, just dashing across. Oh my, they're just absolutely slicing open all the renegades on the front line here. Now, can you imagine how powerful the swing of a Space Marine will be? With all their pistons and servos whirring, with its nuclear-powered jetpacks. Oh my god. There's going to be a lot of power behind that swing. Definitely enough to cleave metal in half. So imagine what it's going to do to your fleshy little torso. Our gunners here are all lined up, though, just trying to do a little bit of damage here to the Marines. Now, a couple of them are covered in blood, indicating that they are injured, or they're just covered in the gore of the enemy, one or the other. You can see all the Chaos Warriors here now making their way forward. They'll put up a much better fight against these chaps than anyone else. Oh, no, look at this. On this side, the Chaos are storming forward. Their superior melee capabilities have allowed them to make a dent in the line on this side. Let's go for a bit more of a zoomed out view so we can actually see what's going on a little bit. Yeah, the hill in the center is being held firm. You can see this in the center where the Space Marines are. The Imperials are pushing out, but along the rest of the line, Chaos is actually advancing. Let's go back over here. Oh god, this actually looks like there's only a thin spattering here of melee combatants for the Chaos. However, they are the Chaos Warriors, and look at this. They have been absolutely annihilating the poor Imperial Guard here. Anyone who's insane enough to take on these warriors in close combat, man, good luck to you. You've got to give it to the brave men there, the guardsmen here. It's either that or it's the Commissar behind them pointing the bolt gun at the head that's making them charge forward. One of the two. Oh, this is a brutal front line. Look, you can see where the Chaos Warriors just keep surging forward here. The gunners behind are the only thing that's actually been helping us out, if you think about it, because all these gunners here for Chaos, what they're doing is they're actually slowing down some of the melee combatants. So, if it wasn't for that, Chaos would have a much larger force on the front line. Thankfully, at the moment, for the Imperial Guard's sake, they haven't. My god, look at the body piles already starting to develop here. Imperial countercharge, though, going on, coming down from the hill here, right into the Chaos flank, led by a couple of Space Marines. We have got a few dead Space Marines now as well. But the kill counter is fairly even, realistically. There's only about 40 to 50,000 kills between the two at the moment. The Imperials are surging forward in the center here. Let's go back over to the flank here where Chaos was having a little bit more success. Look at that. As soon as the Space Marine line runs out over here, it's just a Chaos advance. Let's go over to the... Oh my god. Corn be praised. Little Timmy. Get out your rubber dinghy. Oh my god, that's fun for the entire family. We've made a literal lake of blood here. That is actually a really nice lake of blood as well that we've made. That's kind of impressive. So how are we doing on the far flank over here? Oh, it kind of looks like Chaos is starting to get the upper hand over here. Imperial forces are starting to wane ever so slightly over here. We have got a lot of conscripts over here trying to lay down some covering fire into that flank, but I don't think it's been enough yet. We can see that there's even more Chaos now going for a far flanking maneuver. Oh my god, this could be deadly for the Imperials on this side. However, in the center, they are having much more success at the moment. There's still a lot of Chaos trying to push towards them. Oh, look at this. Having successfully defended the hill now, the Space Marines have moved up to the line of bodies that was the front combat line and are now standing atop all the bodies, just raking out bolter fire. Oh, that's absolutely magnificent. So this front line over here then is under some serious threat. The Chaos really need to get more forces in here if they want to push back. We need some more Chaos spawns coming in. However, on the other far flank, did we actually hit the map edge over here? I think we sort of pretty much almost got there. I think the map edge is like just over here. Yeah, it's just over here. So we didn't quite get there. However, Chaos is also winning this flank over here. The Imperials are trying to beat a desperate retreat at the moment. The front line is a myriad of death. Imperials charging forward, trying to meet these Khorne Berserkers and Chosen Warriors, but it is not a wise decision. The average conscript is no challenge, realistically, for these hardened warriors with years of combat experience behind each of them. The blood is just flowing freely now on this front line. Chaos is storming forward, no matter how many guns the Imperials are seeming to bring to bear here. The Chaos are just surging forward. However, I will say the forces are looking slightly thin on this side. Same for the Imperials. They have got a nice wedge of gunners over here. But yeah, it feels like Chaos's forces have waned ever so slightly on this side. Let's go back to our center line here, where more Imperials now are pushing out right into this flank. We've got this weird situation going on over here, where we've got Chaos trying to gain the upper hand of this inner flank. But on the other side, we've got the Space Marines and Blood Ravens just annihilating everything. God, that bolt of fire, man. These bolt guns just devastating any of the infantry that dare to get close to them. I absolutely love this, man. What a game. So, Chaos still pushing forward now. And I do think that some of the Space Marines have actually fallen on our front lines. Yeah, I can definitely see bodies of Space Marines now starting to litter the field. The sheer weight of numbers here from the Chaos is really starting to catch up here with the Imperials. Though, having said that, there's still a massive amount of Space Marines in the middle, just having a happy holiday slaughter. Go over to our far flank. So, let's go. What's going on over here? Oh my god. Okay, so it looks like Chaos actually gained the upper hand properly on this flank now, and are starting a pincer maneuver on Imperial forces. This is kind of deadly. I did think this might happen. We've got this lovely little scrap going on here for the Blood Lake, where the Imperials are trying to engage in bayonets, and it's just not happening for them. Oh my god, look at all the blood and bodies everywhere. There's no floor left, man. Where's the floor? It's just covered in the corpses of Imperials and Chaos, who are technically still Imperials again, so at least they were at one point. Oh my, there's a lot of Chaos dead warriors over here though. The Chosen are no longer chosen. They've been chosen to go to sleep. That's what's happened. Go back to our center then. Has Chaos actually broken in the center? No, not yet. They've still got a massive amount of gunners. What about on our far flanks? God, Chaos have pushed forward. Look, this is where they were before. Let's go have a look at the actual battlefield, or what remains of it. It's just so much death over here. But yeah, Chaos Forces now have managed to push all the way up here. You can see the Imperials desperately beating this retreat, trying to lay down covering fire as they just back up. But every now and then, a Chaos Warrior just catches up with an Imperial and slices him open. God, look at this. The Chaos storming forward now. But both forces have about 100,000 left at the moment. The Imperials here have just edged ahead almost with 500,000 kills. Well, they're coming up to 500,000 kills here. Chaos 375,000 kills, which means that there has been some crazy environmental factors going into this. A lot of guardsmen have drowned, a lot of Chaos have drowned, but it looks like now that the Imperials are sort of being boxed in just a little bit. Are Chaos going to have enough forces on this flank to be able to push over, though? There's still a lot of Imperials over here, and that's a lot of firepower that's coming out now. Imperials doing a countercharge, in fact. It looks like the Blood Lake has split the Chaos army in half, which allowed the Imperials now to focus fire down, and this is the only remaining troops now for the Chaos on this side of the map. Oh my god. What a drastic turnaround. This went from the Chaos dominating this flank to Chaos running out of forces. This is all that is left here. This tiny gaggle of Chosen. My god, man. That is absolutely... I can't believe how quickly that flank turned around. But when you look at how many conscripts were actually left on this side, it seems like they got major reinforcements from the center. Yeah, look, the center line was over here. So a lot of them ended up, yeah, coming from the center. Okay, that's why it got so bad over that side. However, Chaos Forces in the center here are still surging forward. We've got a lot of Chaos Gunners still trying to lay down smackdown. Now, to me, it kind of looks like we've got no Assault Marines left, so we've only got Blood Ravens with bolt guns now on the front line, backed up by the Imperial conscripts. How are we doing on the far flank over here? Okay, so we've got Chaos Gunners over here. Yeah, we've still got Chaos Gunners over here. Have we got any melee combatants? We do have a few melee combatants still. Oh gosh, yeah, Chaos have actually managed to completely secure this flank almost. There's just a gaggle of Imperials who are just running off into the distance. One thing I hate about this is when you get to armies like this, the battles just go off into the distance because the troops try to retreat. I wish there was some sort of mechanic where they try to retreat to the nearest large blob of forces instead of just, oh, I'll run off to 9 miles away to the other side of the map. It's kind of annoying. But the ones that are here at the moment are really, really wishing they were running because the Chaos are still storming forward. Now, what's interesting is that there is no Blood Raven support on this side whatsoever. All the Blood Ravens are over here at the moment, still on the front line, still holding this ridge line, like they have been from the very start. They've just been here the entire round, annihilating everything. Now, there's 58,000 Imperials left to 33,000 Chaos. And I'm basically thinking that all the Chaos are here in the center. And because we've got forces running off into the distance, what I'm quickly going to do is just time-lapse this last little bit while we wait for the remaining forces to mop up. We'll be back in a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can call this one here because Chaos Forces are now simply running amok all over the map. They're just literally running all over the place, chasing down individuals here. So what we're going to do is we're quickly going to have a look at this battlefield because, my God, we made some insane body piles over here. Look at this front line. The body pile just goes on and on and on, and it just keeps going. Look at this. Hey, mate. You having a nice time over here? Sitting around in all the blood. Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? I would be doing it. But yeah, look at this battlefield, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute slaughter over here. Oh my God. Look at that. Not an inch of floor has been left untouched here. It's just covered in the corpses of Chaos. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And of course, we've got our Blood Lake over here. Nothing would be complete without our bloodline, ladies and gentlemen. Fun for the entire family. But yeah, we are going to call this one here, ladies and gentlemen. So, as always... Hello there, you, and welcome to a crazy old pitch battle that we've got today between the Chaos here and the Orcs on the other side. Unfortunately, though, about 2,000 Eldar have got stuck right into the middle of these two warring factions today, and they're going to be trying to hold their ground against both armies as they clash against each other. Now, for the purposes of this, I have turned off the volumetric blood. That means there's going to be no goopy flows. We're still going to get the splatter on the floor like this, but I did it so that the Eldar basically wouldn't drown themselves in the blood of their enemies here. And of course, the Chaos and the Orcs are still going to be going head to head here, but we want to see if 2,000 Eldar here can actually manage to survive this insane war. Now look at this as well. The armies are truly massive, stretching off there into the distance, both bringing in just over 1 million units here. But the Eldar in the center at the moment are doing a fantastic job of managing to hold that line against both armies. You can see we've got this crazy little bit of a three-way fight that's starting to go on into the center here, as the Chaos and the Orcs battle it out against each other. Meanwhile, the Eldar just look on, holding that line there. We have got a couple of Guardians in the centre, but of course, the main defence here is the Howling Banshees with their mirror swords. Now let's go have a look at the rest of the combat line here, because of course, like I said, the Orcs and the Chaos are also going head-to-head here. At the moment, it looks like the Orcs are pulling ahead ever so slightly with the kills there. And followed by the Eldar, of course, who are having a bit of a field day in the centre. The Orcs are pushing up lots and lots of reinforcements up to the top of the hill. It's a little bit of a battle for the supremacy of a hill here. Whoever holds the top is definitely going to hold the superior firepower here, just because they'll be able to have Overwatch and lay down that covering fire right into the masses behind them. It's a brutal fight on our front line, though. Let's go back over to our Eldar. As you can see, the battle stretching off into the distance on the other side. Now, we will start to get these little gaps forming here as some of the renegade infantry, the demons here as well. Look at this. We've got a couple of bloodletters that have made their way to the front lines here for the Chaos. But yeah, we have got a separate shooting division over here. Some of the renegade gunners standing back and blasting the enemy. The rest of them charging forward into melee combat, driven absolutely insane by the frenzy of Cordia. Now we can see this interesting little thing that has happened here. Neither the Orcs or the Chaos are gaining ground here against the Eldar, who are holding firm against both factions at the moment. The bodies are really starting to build up as well. I think that's what the Eldar plan is here. They're just going to build up the bodies so high that it's going to make them little fortress walls, which will keep them safe from all the shootiness that's happening around them. But up and down this combat line, though, it is absolute devastation here. Both armies are absolutely railing into each other. The Orcs are having a right old field day here. Mega Knobs on the front line. Them pneumatic crawls just crushing loads of infantry in big, grabby, swoopy motions. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at the boys on the front line here, having an absolute field day. Then we got to watch out because Khorne's dual axe marauders there are also on that front line, and they do not mess about. The Chaos actually seem to be, and the Orcs here seem to be fairly evenly matched. We can see this defilade of bodies is starting to appear where neither side is actually managing to push at the moment. We've got this horrible crossfire as the Orc Dakar in the background there has railed onto the front line, and the Chaos also follow suit. But look at this though. 2,000 Eldar so far have managed to get 52,000 kills. That's pretty dang impressive if you ask me. That front line is holding absolutely magnificently here. Neither army able to push past this block formation. The Orcs seem to be gaining a little bit of ground, actually, having said that. Maybe the Orcs will be the ones who push past first. Seems like the Chaos are going for a little bit of a different plan here. The Orcs, obviously being Orcs, are just absolutely throwing everything that they've got at this little defensive formation. The Chaos now seem to be standing back, realizing that a melee assault is not that effective. They're just standing back and seemingly shooting at it, letting the Orcs possibly have their way with this Eldar formation, realizing that it's not worth the sacrifice of units from their team. Because yeah, look at this, we've definitely got this weird little area here where there's almost no Chaos melee anymore. Is that because they've all been piled up already though? I mean, there's a lot of dead Chaos over here. And they're still pouring in men, I've got to say. Nowhere near as much as the Orcs are. The Orcs are absolutely trying to swarm the Eldar formation here. And the Eldar are holding out pretty dang nicely. Meanwhile, up and down the rest of the line, it's still just this horrible pitched warfare where neither side is really moving at the moment. The bodies are just building up. It is an absolute brutal fight. I love how it just stretches off into the distance as well. Over hills and far away. The Orc boys did indeed come out to play. And they are smashing into that Chaos front line at the moment. The Chaos, though, have got the reinforcements to keep pumping them into that line, ensuring that the Orcs aren't gaining any real ground here. You can see that it goes all the way to the edge of the actual map. I can't even get the camera over that part to see the edge. A couple of Orcs being really cheeky here, sneaking around the outside of the map to try and outflank the Chaos. That is really cheeky. Kind of feels actually like the Orcs have made some good progress here. I think the Orcs are actually battling bit by bit their way through this line. It seems like there's a lot of bodies underfoot, but they're on the higher end of it. The Chaos, though, have, like I said, definitely got the reinforcements to keep pumping units into these combat lines. Again, more defined shooting lines here from the Chaos. We've definitely got this melee front, but there's a lot of gunfire going on as well. I think the Orcs have just brought all theirs up real close. That's why it doesn't look like the Orcs have got anywhere near as much. I think they've actually got almost exactly the same amount of shooters here. I think the Orcs just prefer getting up nice and close. Oh man, look at that line. It is just brutality up and down it. Let's go back to our Eldar, see how they're getting on. Yeah, look at that. The Chaos tactic has been working. Just standing back and shooting. But the rest of the Eldar now are actually in cover. They managed to build up the bodies enough to keep themselves in cover. So I think a lot of the Chaos are actually going to be shooting at the Orcs directly now rather than the Eldar, which is really good for the Eldar, who've now got 80,000 kills from just 2,000 of them. Oh my god, look at this down the line. It looks like the Orcs have gained the upper hand on the far flank over here. Mega Nobs to the front, just crushing that Chaos infantry. And that is a lot of Mega Nobs. Look at all these boys on the front. Oh, they are just storming ahead. That is an absolute break here in the flank of the Chaos. The Chaos are getting more and more units around here, realizing what's happening. Or is it going to be too little too late here? We've got a lot of gunners. Gosh, look at all that smoke over there. That's just pumping out from the Orc line as the Daka builds up. But on this side, it kind of feels like the Chaos are gaining ground. Yeah, look at this. This here was the original body pile from where the front line was, but now the Chaos, Marauders and Bloodletters working in tandem here are actually starting to push the Orcs back. This could be real interesting because the Orcs have got the flank here. What we could end up happening actually is with the Orc army getting split in half here. The Orcs seem to be really pushing hard, trying to take out these Eldar. Like I said though, the Chaos tactic is just stand back and shoot. But that's kind of allowed the Orcs to gain ground in other areas here. With there being no melee presence now, look at this, the Orcs have pushed right up into them gunners. And that's actually going to distract a lot of the gunners from trying to shoot the Eldar. Again, it's all a win-win here for the Eldar so far. With the Orc lines now pushing right up to them Chaos gunners. Yeah, look at this, there's virtually no melee here for the Chaos in the center. That's really interesting. And now the Orcs are trying to surround the Eldar. They're going for the all-out assault here. With 960 Eldar remaining, they are still holding their ground. The Orcs are really struggling to get in there. There is fungus among us on this front line. Look at that, though. Eldar absolutely holding firm. But this Orc assault here now is having huge success. Again, the total lack of melee units on this front line for Chaos has just allowed the Orcs to storm overhead. They've pushed right past that defensive formation now of the Eldar. And I think a similar thing might be happening up and down the line, actually. Are the Chaos just running out of melee troops in general here? Because look, this seems like a really thin line. We've got a nice little blob over here. But again, okay, it actually looks like the Chaos pushed forward. Yeah, look, they pushed forward over the bodies here. And as they've pushed forward, they've sort of ran out of steam. The Orcs, though, on the other hand, still plenty of units ready to recapture the ground that has been lost. And that Orc flanking maneuver is doing some wondrous work over here. The Chaos have been trying to stabilize this, but it's just been pushing it forward relentlessly. I mean, the reason we can tell is because there's no body piles that have actually piled up here yet. So the Orcs have definitely just been storming forward. The Chaos have been trying to hold it, but I don't think they've got the units for it. A lot of yeah, look at this. So the Chaos went on this massive offensive on this side over here. You can see where the original front line was there now. And Chaos went on this really big offensive, but they totally ran out of steam and reinforcements. The flanking maneuver totally outdid them. Oh, that's insane. The Orcs now are trying to capitulate the entire flank for Chaos's mistake here. But the real question is as well, how are the Eldar getting on? Because, oh god, look at this. The Orcs are running out of steam. Over here, the Orcs have committed so many forces to the Eldar, and the Eldar have just been slicing them up completely. This is going to allow the Chaos possibly to break through the center lines here of the Orcs, because there's just nothing here now. Look at this, it's completely barren. All the gunners for the Orcs, look at this. We've got reinforcements streaming across the hilltop now, trying to plug that gap. But all the Orc gunners here, look at them, they're really exposed. There's a lot of them, they're all lined up. Look at this, they're trying to shoot at them Eldar, but the Eldar are in such good cover now from all the dead comrades that are splattered all over the floor at the moment. Are Chaos going to be able to actually push across, though? It seems like, again, we've got this real lack of melee units in the center lines. I think the Eldar have just chewed them up and spat them all out. I mean, we had a lot of melee units, but again, look at this. The Orcs now completely running out of steam on this flank. Oh my god, that is absolutely insane. Let's go have a look over this side of the battlefield. How are we getting on over here? So it does seem like we've still got plenty of Chaos melee units over here. We've got this front line. In fact, I would actually say that the Chaos is on the offensive here. They've pushed back at the Orcs down the hill. A bit more of an even combat over here. Look, this is where the original combat line was again, and this is where it stayed on this flank. No one's really gained any grounds there, but the Chaos are once again running out of reinforcements on this far flank. So what I think's going to happen here is we're going to get this interesting thing, because the Chaos are going to be able to break through this center line eventually. Once the Eldar have been mopped up, the Chaos will be able to push through. The Chaos are going to push through the center and take out the Orc gunners. But the Orcs are going to capture that flank over there, and they're already in the process of capturing that one over here. I think the Chaos are going to end up in this weird little pincer maneuver, or we're going to get two separate battles at either end of the field here. Now, okay, the poor old Eldar now, they're just hunkering down in their bunker, trying to dodge all the incoming fire, returning what they can. The Orcs and Chaos now refusing to really attack this center line, and I cannot blame them. The Eldar have done an excellent job there. 2,000 Eldar killed 120,000 attackers. That's pretty damn insane. And there's still over 100 Eldar left. Well, they've just gone under now. But the Orc assault on this side of the field is looking rather peachy, I've got to say. They've been absolutely railing right into the side of the Chaos forces for a long time now. And the Chaos have been hardly able to do anything about it. They've tried to reform their defensive line a number of times, but the Orcs have just broken through it every single time. And yeah, look at this. Again, there's this lack of reinforcements for the Chaos. Perhaps they were really smart then to let the Orcs capitulate, let the Orcs wear themselves down on the Eldar. And now look at them swooping in, trying to take the glory of the last few Eldar. The Howling Banshees here, pulling their last call even, not claw. I don't know why I said claw. I was thinking Howling Banshees, and then I was thinking werewolves, and claws popped into my head. Oh my god, look at all them Orc gunners as well, just on the other side of the embankment of bodies. That is a juicy lot of gunners there, ready for all the Chaos, who are now streaming down the side of the mountain. And the Orcs are trying to back up here. But I do think they are going to get cut up and sliced and diced, as the Chaos will really push that middle part of the battlefield. You can see the Orc army on the far flank over there is slowly chewing its way and making its way towards the center. We've got to see how we're doing down here on this other flank though. Okay, so it did happen. The Orcs did manage to start outflanking the Chaos over this side. They've managed to get all their forces around here and are chewing up and spitting out the remaining defenders. Oh my god, look at that body pile as well that we've got in the center. Yeah, look, the Chaos Force is capitulating real quick over this side. The Orcs now gonna start trying to outflank the main center part over here. We've got a lot of Chaos coming down the side of the mountain, trying to re-engage with these Orcs over this side. It's gonna turn into an absolutely insane, weird battle, this is. It's gonna be hard to keep track of both sides. The Orc pincer maneuver though, it's in full swing, it must be said. Look at this, they're streaming ahead. We've only got these few little outcroppings of gunners left who've been caught up in between the Orc flanking maneuvers. And now they're in this horrible crossfire. Really interesting here to see how this all plays out. What I think we'll do is hit a little bit of a time-lapse camera and see what happens here. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Orcs here start to complete their pincer maneuver. The poor old Chaos here absolutely caught now in a deadly crossfire. A last stand has been enabled as the Orky boys stomp their way to a glorious victory here today. With 245,000 units remaining, it's still on the field and over 1 million kills. They did absolutely amazing work here. Gorkamork would be extremely pleased with them. You can see that we've got a few renegade gunners over the side of the field, as well as a couple of marauders who are trying to escape for some reason, but the Orcs have managed to chase them down and are now dealing out death's blow to them here. But ladies and gentlemen, with only 500 Chaos remaining on the field, I think it is safe to say that this is a complete and utter Orky victory. Though look at this, we've got to look. This is absolutely amazing. This little box here of where the Eldar once stood. 2,000 killed over 120,000 Orcs and Chaos. That's absolutely insane. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, you and welcome to a rather sporadic Imperial Guard defense line. You see, unfortunately for the Imperials, while they were sleeping at night, a gigantic army of Chaos renegade gunners managed to sneak upon them. So as dawn broke, the Imperials quickly made a defensive line, hoping to hold back the untold numbers that are about to descend upon them. As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. And now, Let's get on with the slaughter. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen, kicking off today's fights. 1.5 million renegade gunners about to storm upon our poor beleaguered Imperial Guard forces here. You can see that they've got some form of rudimentary defense here, but there is absolutely no cover for them whatsoever. However, they have got a couple of autocannons and a few artillery guns to help them out just a little bit. But look at this Chaos army, man. Stretching off as far as the eye can see. Renegade gunners coming charging in to that conscript line. The conscripts, though, laying down that auto gunfire, annihilating that front line as they try to get close. However, sheer weight of numbers here is pulling the renegade gunners through, storming right onto our front line. Man, just look at that. Stretching off into the distance as far as the eye can see. But the Imperials, can they hold this defensive ground? Like I said, it's a large flat land, so hopefully the autocannons are going to be working overtime. Them artillery guns are going to send people flying through the air constantly. Oh, you poor renegade gunners. But Chaos does not care. It is going to grind down these Imperial defenses with every single death here. Speaking of, we're almost at 70,000 kills here for the Imperial defenders already. That's not even counting the environmental kills that we're getting from things like artillery. But the Chaos tendrils here wrapping their way slowly but surely around the flanks. But we have got multi-layered defenses here, which is going to make it really hard for Chaos to actually outflank any one portion here. Like I said, on this side as well, we've got them autoguns. The autocannons, sorry. Just absolutely annihilating troops. Each one of them bullets will travel through 50-odd troops. You can already see here just little lines appearing where the bullets are ripping through the Chaos hordes. God, yeah, did you see that then? I don't know if you'll notice, but you can see like little blood splatters every now and then that just appear. Let's see if we can see one now. There we go, there's a couple then that just rip through hundreds of the infantry all in one go. We're going to get some really nice little blood lakes here and some fantastic body piles. But already the Chaos almost overwhelming the Imperial defenses here, wrapping themselves around it as much as they possibly can. Now at the center of our lines, we have got one group of Death Corps, and we have got one group of Cadians as well. So things are not as bleak as they may seem here. But Chaos is pushing hard at every single flank, every little gap it can get them troops in. It is doing so, man. I love that artillery. Just look at it, devastating units in the background over there. Hundreds of men flying through the air at any one point. And look at these body piles, man. Already, we're starting to form some magnificent corpse architecture here. Someone's going to have to call up Brittany at the end of this and tell her to come and collect the body piles. Maybe we'll even get little Timmy's blood lakes going. Who knows? But at the moment, the bodies are certainly piling up on this front line for the Chaos. Imperials doing a stalwart job of holding back the insane horde of death that's trying to approach upon them. Look, it's really interesting how we get these little breaks here, because they're trying to go for the closest units. It's allowing the Imperials in the center to just annihilate both groups from the side. It's interesting as well, because the body piles on these ends here are going to build up more than anywhere else, I would reckon. Imperials, though, trying to hold back this wave. And man, the Chaos are just finding any gap they can and are pouring troops into it. These little crevices here, allowing plenty of Chaos Renegade gunners to try and envelop each individual unit. Are the Chaos going to have enough units, though, to encircle the entirety of the Imperial defense here? Already, man, look at that. It's just insane, that horde. You can already see these little lines as well from where the autocannons have just been ripping through infantry. Starting to get a blood lake forming down here as well, as the Chaos comes storming in. Front line still holding for now. The body piles really building up there. Artillery working overtime, killing thousands of units. Man, it's so awful just watching these guys like this poor dude here. They're getting flung so far into the air. Oh my god, that's so grim. You got to imagine that they come down pretty hard as well, because they're wearing like these big metal masks. They've got respirators on the back. Don't know what a bask is. They're basking in the respirators. But Chaos, man, is losing so many units, but is grinding its way forward the way Chaos does. just throwing stupendous amounts of renegade gunners at the problem. And then the heavy infantry will come in after and mop up what's remaining. This is a really little interesting body pile that we've got going on here. It's almost like a little V-shape. Things like this can be deadly though to the defenders. It allows the blood to start pooling up and possibly even drowning them. Does look like the guardsman's line are starting to get a little bit thin on this side though. However though, this is just where the Cadians are as well. And we have got some more auto guns over here. I bet these guys have been having an absolute field day. Bit weird, they make archer sounds for some reason. I don't know why, they're meant to make gun sounds. But let's have a look down this guy's little side here. Look at that. You can just see target after target laying in that covering fire right into the side here, trying to help out his brothers on the front line. But the sheer weight of numbers is taking its toll little by little on this defense here. The Imperials, caught off guard, have done a magnificent job so far of defending. Then how long can this front line actually survive though? These Chaos are just storming forward, man. We've got some insane body piles going on, man. It's really good. I love this. Look at it. It's like it's 2 cameras high. And that's just the front line. Does look like it's going to collapse pretty soon, though. The Chaos are officially through that line over there now and are working their way through the second support line, which is going to be assaulted from all angles. Luckily, that artillery, though, is just keeping the Chaos at bay. Just enough firepower at the moment. However, the 1 or 2 more cannons and the Chaos probably wouldn't have been able to push this at all. But they have what they have, ladies and gentlemen, and the Chaos are grinding their way forward. Having dealt a blow now, they have completely wiped out one squad on that side. The front lines are about to fall. They are wrapping their tendrils around this defense little by little. Like I said, these body piles actually help to protect the troops behind it as well. Imperials having to shoot upwards towards the troops that are coming over the top of them. A lot less collateral kills now. But we are at 685,000 kills here for the Imperial defenders, 10,000 to the Chaos. The Chaos have still got just almost under 800,000 units remaining as they come surging forward now, officially smashing through that front line, and the second line is under threat. Though we do have the Kriegsmen, the second support line of conscripts, as well as the Cadians. But I'm going to imagine that a lot of the Cadians are focusing their firepower over this side at the moment, as they're slowly watching the conscripts over here get eaten alive. And we really are building a boat. Look at that. We're going to build the Noah's Ark over here, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we've decided. Like I said, every video now, it's just us building architecture that future generations are going to wonder what the heck happened here. My God, I love stuff like this though. When you start getting a double body pile like this, and you can just see the infantry traversing between the two. Loads of blood underfoot as they try to make their way up. Oh, look at that for a sight, man. That's insane. And as the poor old Chaos make their way to that front line, as they go over the top, just a bunch of Imperials with las guns and auto cannons ready and waiting for them. Not to mention the artillery, man, which has had an absolute field day here with the Chaos Horde. But despite the insane losses, Chaos is making its advances bit by bit. Every death bringing them closer. You can see the auto guns here finally succumbing to the Chaos Horde. How are the ones doing on this side? We're doing okay on this side. Oh my God. Look at that blood lake, man. Not deep enough yet for little Timmy, but the Guardsmen are definitely getting their boots wet here. The conscript line is still holding somewhat on this side, but how long for? Chaos is just pouring reinforcements into the area. And little by little, the defense is starting to falter. My God, man, so much blood all over the field. So many bodies as well. I'm really interested to see the little patterns that we've made by the end of this from the auto cannons, because they tend to make some really cool patterns out of the bodies. Man, look at Chaos go, though. It is unrelenting here. Is little Timmy going to be able to get out his rubber dinghy yet? No, we're still officially at rubber ducky levels. A little bit unfortunate, but I'm sure we might get something going by the end of this fight. Look at that. Thousands of renegade gunners die every second, literally. The front line, man, is just holding though. I don't know how, but it is holding against this weight of oppression. The Chaos really need to start taking out these artillery guns if they want a real chance of winning. And it kind of looks like they actually might have. Look at this. We have lost a few of the artillery guns over this side now. A devastating blow to the Imperial defense. It's allowing a lot more of the Chaos to push up and around the flank as it slowly envelops the Imperial defense. Again, this gun becoming dangerously exposed to them Chaos hordes. Just a few more deaths on the Imperial side, and pretty soon, yeah, them guns are going to be chowder. But yeah, man, look at this valley that we made. Absolute insanity. Yeah. Oh god, you have to love it. But I don't know, man. This is really hard to call. Chaos has just over 500,000 troops remaining, 500,000 to 13,000 defenders. And with every loss that the Imperials take, the firepower is diminished, just allowing the Chaos to get closer and closer. It's lucky that for the Imperials that the Chaos have got no ammunition and they're all engaging in melee combat, really. It's the downside to this game. Anytime you have a static defense, the attackers can't really have any guns because it just annihilates the defenders. Because think of this, right? You got all these melee units that are up close and personal, and the game's AI basically says, attack the thing that's closest to you. So if you've got a bunch of melee units storming over you like this, all your gunners are going to be focused on the melee units, which allows any attacker's army to basically just rail on the defenders. The way to counter it is to give the defenders some melee units, but yeah, in this case I didn't want to. I didn't want to give the Imperials too many. Could get a bunch of conscripts with bayonets, but I don't think they would have really done much. And we're getting these lovely little, look at that. That is a proper little boat that we've made here. We're starting to turn slowly into a ridge, but you know, corpse architecture is corpse architecture, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I'm really amazed that this front line for the Imperials has held as long as it has, to be honest. Look at the sheer weight of bodies that it's cost the renegade, I couldn't remember the name then, the renegade gunners. But I'll notice this as well, look, the body pile starts off high. Okay, the body pile starts off high up here, and slowly but surely it's getting thinner and thinner. You can tell that the weight of Imperial defense and firepower is thinning out. We did lose one of the guns on this side as well now. With 400,000 units remaining, it's now or never for the Chaos. We have chewed through a vast portion of their reserves. 1.1 million kills so far to the Imperial defenders. Look at this little last stand going on, man. Back-to-back fighting as conscripts desperately try to hold back them renegade gunners. But they are just pouring into that breach, taking any way they can. God, man. I never get tired of watching artillery. Then units fly through the air. Hello, Victor. Bye, Victor. Let's have a look at this blood lake over here. It's still not deep enough just yet, but my God, look at the body pile that we've started to form on this side. Our ship is slowly but surely extending. Chaos, though, not got enough units to push around this flank just yet. Although it looks like they should have plenty. There we go, we can see some reinforcements starting to work their way around. Attrition here for the Chaos has been insane going up against these KDN gunners. The conscripts on this line have provided invaluable support, distracting the enemy, allowing that firepower to do its work. Go on, guys. If you're a Chaos fan, you want these guns to go down as quickly as possible. They have caused so much hurt for the Chaos Gunners. Well, I'd like to. I can't really call these Chaos Gunners. I'm going to have to call them Chaos Stabbers, because they're not really shooting, are they? But they are working their way through. They're taking a lot of losses doing it, but they are slowly but surely making that happen. Look at that body pile in the background over there. Proper making a little pyramid. Praise be to Brittany and her body piles. Absolutely fantastic stuff. It's just unfortunate little Timmy has yet to be praised in this fight. But like I said, Brittany can come out and play amongst the corpses of the dead. There's plenty of them here. We're starting to get like a little bit of a river. I don't know if you can notice that. Every now and then we've got this blood just trickling down. Look at that. That's kind of cool. And it is all filling out into this area. Chaos still look like they have plenty of reinforcements though. Look at that. The horde is gigantic. And look, there them there. Autocannon corpse trails that I was on about. That is all from the autocannons just ripping through. Hundreds and hundreds of troops with each shot. We have still got some autocannons actually working over here. The Chaos, though, looking like they've finally realised that they've been causing them a lot of problems. They've sent out a group to try and take them over. Look at these guys, man. Getting annihilated as they make their way forward. Complete and utter death. Hadean death fire there. Supported by the autocannons. Again, amazed this front line is still here. We have officially lost all the guns on that side though now. So these three here are the only ones remaining on the front line. We have got the reserve line here with another 4. But that is also under assault, though it looks like Chaos is actually running out of reinforcements. Yet again on the flank, the attrition is starting to take a hold. 7,000 defenders remaining. 100 by basically just under 200,000 attackers. We need to clear up this flank here really quickly if you're a fan of the Imperial Guard. Chaos need to capitulate this side even quicker to get them artillery guns out of the way. And it does look like the front line is faltering properly now. Well, it was the second line, it's the front line now. Chaos finally starting to work its magic here. And they're going to go surging forward right into them Imperial gunners. But first, that thing that's up for grabs. The autocannons. The parole recruits manning them, trying the best to hold back. That insane wave of Chaos, look at that. Oh my god. They are melting under the sheer weight of firepower. However, though, with Chaos now pushing this area here, that means some of the firepower is going to be distracted from our flank. And you can see that the conscripts are bearing the price of that. Chaos is storming ahead. 150,000 troops remaining. Are they going to be able to take out these autocannons? The autocannons have just killed thousands and thousands of troops. It cannot be understated. They're probably almost as effective as the artillery guns, quite frankly. But even over here, the body piles are getting insane. No matter where we look, we've got insane corpse architecture, and I'm a big fan of that. Imperial defenders holding on quite nicely at the moment. You can see the Death Corps over here as well. They've just been sat here the entire round, not being attacked. I think they're actually a little bit depressed, you know, and sad. I think they're a bit sad that they didn't get to go into melee combat. Although some of them might get their chance yet. The Chaos come surging forward, heading towards the Krieger here. Them Halbor last rifles working overtime. My god, look at Chaos, it's just melting. Renegade gunners here, piling up the corpses, trying to make their way forward. Have we actually taken out the autocannons yet? Not quite yet. Oh god, we're piling up the bodies around him now. This poor dude has been absolutely swarmed. He can't even see what he's attacking because his face is just covered in blood now. God, look at that Chaos assault. They are just throwing everything at these gunners, man. Vengeance is Chaos's though here. They're taking them out one by one. Under an insane weight of firepower though, I might add. Cadian defense line here doing its job. Laying down insane auto fire. Chaos really running out of reinforcements on the flank. Its main army now is in the center lines. And they are surging forward. The Krieger here now starting to build up their own body pile. A couple of them look like they got a bit of a chance here to use the shovels. I'm sure that's cheered up a few of them. But Chaos does have most of its forces trying to push into this area still. And they have not yet capitulated these artillery guns, which is just, annihilating the Chaos here. Simply not enough reinforcements have been pushed into this area. Getting back over to the side now, we can see the exposed dorsal fin. That is our corpse architecture. My God. Look at this thing. It's magnificent. It's a lovely little pyramid. It was starting to look like a boat, but yeah, it sort of ended up being this weird, elongated pyramid. It's a Toblerone. That's what we've made. A Toblerone of corpses. The last few chaos here, though. 30,000 remaining. Charging into the breach. And unfortunately, I do think little Timmy is going to be disappointed, unless this is deep enough here. Oh, no, not quite. Oh, that's so sad. We almost had a little rubber dinghy lake, but it was not meant to be, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately. The last of the chaos now, getting absolutely mopped up. That's the only way to describe it, man. That firepower is just melting them now. Without the concerted effort across the entire line, they're just getting eradicated. So while that's happening to them, let's go have a look at these autocannon lines. It's weird, because when you're down to the ground, you can barely see them. But as you start zooming out, look at that. Just all over the battlefield, man. They're so cool. I'd really like to do some artwork with them. Like, see if we can draw some images with autocannons. That'd be really interesting. But what we're going to do is we're quickly just going to time-lapse these last little ball guides as they get mopped up, and we'll be back in a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. The Chaos Horde, despite having the upper hand of ambushing the Imperials, and the Imperials not really having that much of a defense or cover at all. Oh my God, look at that. Look at the big blood lake in the background. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, the Imperials didn't have any cover whatsoever. However, getting all my words mixed up. Yeah, Imperials did not have any cover. However, they have now made plenty of cover for themselves. Look at all these body piles. And this one over here, the dorsal fin of Chaos Gunners, is absolutely amazing. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, all good things must come to an end, and this battlefield needs to be cleansed. And as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who help to keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the ChaoticPinky store. We got some amazingly cool merch over there. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace. Oh, right, okay. Got anything else to say? Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much for helping Daddy with his recording.